following is a presentation.
Well, good Thursday afternoon, championship Thursday afternoon to you from Barry Alvarez Field at Camp Randall Stadium here on the campus of UW-Madison. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here on the Great 98 as well as Radio Plus Sports. And glad to have you along here as we get you set for the Mayville Cardinals and the Northwestern Tigers, a couple of undefeated teams here, and both of them with more than 30-year droughts that they're trying to end in terms of winning a state championship. For the Cardinals, 31 years ago, 1994, the last time they were able to win a state championship. Of course, they've been here. This will be the third time in the last 5 years in the 6-year career at the head of the program for Coach Scott Hilbert. And Justin, look, this is a community that's been sniffing it. It's been smelling it. It's got all the tradition. And for the Cardinals, since Coach Hilbert's been back, they've found themselves in this position a couple of different times. And so close, a yard or less than a yard away from winning a state championship a couple of years ago. And an opportunity here today, this afternoon, to try to get it done against a very, very good Northwestern team that we'll get to throughout our pregame show.
Yeah, Mayville, this is the fourth time in the 21st century they have made it back to state. 2006 was the first one in this 21st century, and now the third time in this tenure with Scott Hilbert has not found a way to get that elusive state title victory. But this team I would say, is different than some of those teams. Offensively, I feel I wouldn't say they're as explosive as they were in the 21 and 22 seasons, but I would say they're more consistent than they are explosive.
And obviously in those seasons, you had the premier running back that was Blake Schroffnagel. They still got a very good running back in Landon Baker. Actually, this matchup here this afternoon features two of the all-state selections in the small school team for Mayville. We mentioned it with Landon Baker. He's got over 600 yards in the postseason alone. And then for Northwestern, Tyson Teal, number 25, 1,829 yards this season, 29 touchdowns for him. Two of the very best in terms of running the football square off here this afternoon.
Yeah, and both teams run a similar style. They're very physical up front. Both teams big. They have big bodies. 22 seniors to mention from Northwestern. That is a lot of seniors. The lights kind of flickering on and off here at Camp Randall, but going to get a little bit darker as we get into the night with this hazy sky over Madison. It is quite beautiful down here today.
Yeah, lights on, and they're flashing red and white right now, celebrating a Darlington State Championship. The Redbirds knock off Edgar in the Division VI state title game. And, from our area, Lemira was here last year, and a year ago in that 1 p.m. game, like we just saw, the Lemira Lions knocked off Grantsburg last year, and this year it's Mayville's opportunity in our listening area to try to win a state championship. All right, let's take a timeout. We will come back, and you see there on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on the Great 98, appreciate you tuning in. But if you are watching on YouTube, you see all our great sponsors up and down the line that have made this broadcast possible here from Camp Randall. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you. We'll continue with our pregame show right after this.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
The Mayville Gun Club proudly supports high school athletics. The Mayville Gun Club is open to the public and welcomes you to enjoy their facilities. Whether you want to sharpen your skills or spectate, you'll love the beautiful clubhouse overlooking 50 wooded acres filled with wildlife. You're sure to appreciate the gorgeous views, along with trap, skeet, and sporting clay course. For all upcoming event information, league details, and listing of membership benefits, visit MayvilleGunClub.com. The Mayville Gun Club, where enjoyment comes naturally.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Metalcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com.
Wearing Lummies make the difference.
Meadowcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, Steel, and Scotts. Order online and we'll have it ready for pickup in 15 minutes, or we'll deliver it the same day. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Shop at Mayville Ace Hardware for all your lawn and garden needs.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
For a winning legal team, choose QBS Law in Mayville and Beaver Dam. Their experienced attorneys offer peace of mind when dealing with elder law and estate planning, OWI and personal injury, real estate, civil litigation, and more. For high-quality legal services for your unique legal case, contact QBS Law in Mayville at 387-2400, in Beaver Dam at 885-9266, and online at qbslaw.com.
At Mayville Savings Bank, we're a bank that is here for you, helping you save money instead of piling on service fees. We still take walk-ins, no appointment necessary. We're a bank where your loan is a local decision, with friendly employees that still answer our phones. A bank that offers online and mobile banking. We're a bank where you're our best interest. Bank at the bank you own. Mayville Savings Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We return here to Camp Randall. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you, getting you ready for the Tigers and the Cardinals. Both teams, as I mentioned, undefeated, 13-0, and both teams are out on the field getting ready to warm up. About 19 minutes till we'll kick this thing off here in the Division V state title game. And Mayville coming off a win a week ago against top-seeded Lake Country Lutheran, a game that had a lot of runs, Justin. Mayville looked in control, looked like they were going to go up 21-0. You have a fumble late in that second quarter. Lake Country Lutheran doubles up. All of a sudden, the Lightning have the lead, and it took Mayville, obviously, to respond, bounce back, and then a nice fourth quarter for them, and they end up winning it 27-15. And then for Northwestern, taking down the Stratford Tigers, which, look, I know they were a couple of 2 seeds, but for Stratford, that was a team and a program looking to do something pretty special and pretty unprecedented. They were looking for state championship number 4 in a row. Northwestern able to get it done, relatively low-scoring affair last week, and that's how they got here to Camp Randall. But, we've talked about it, and I was talking to Coach Hilbert a couple of weeks ago, and he said when the brackets came out, we thought 3 of the most, maybe 4 physical teams in the state were themselves, Winnebago Lutheran, and Amherst. They had to play 2 of those teams. They end up getting matched with the 2 teams that he believed matched up against them as well as anyone could have in WIAA and Amherst. Then they take care of Lake Country Lutheran to get here today.
Yeah, and Northwestern is going to be one of those teams that they would say is as physical, if not more than physical, than Mayville. Size is similar, very big up front, and hard-hitting, hard-nosed team that runs the wing tee just like Mayville does. But hard to beat the Cardinals when they come out in that Cardinal red because it's just beautiful.
Sure is. And talking about Northwestern, obviously their path to get here, knocking off Grantsburg, who was trying to get back down here for their second consecutive year. And then last week against Stratford, what's jumped off the page at you when you've kind of gone back and looked at this Northwestern team? You mentioned the wing tee. There obviously some differences between how these 2 programs run it, but man, if you're a throwback kind of football fan, this is the game for you.
Yeah, they run more of a newer variation with screens from their wing backs and their tailback, which Mayville has integrated a little bit into the playoffs, but they're a little more modern. They have a bigger guy in the backfield, and he is a horse back there. He makes Sawyer Hardesty from last year from Mayville look small. I believe he was, 5'10", 245, if I remember correctly? It's number 45 or 244?
That's correct. Mason Shelley, there's short yardage back. And he's the guy that's jumped off the page at me. And obviously, Tyson Teal, their all-state selection and everything he's done, nearly 2,000 yards on the ground this season. And he's 6 foot, 170 pound. He's a powerful runner as well. But Mayville's faced some powerful runners, not the least of which was Aiden Nerdahl. He was another all-state selection that Mayville already saw back in level 3.
Yeah, either way you look at it, this battle begins and ends in the trenches between these two teams with big guys up front. Mayville's, that's how they've won their football games. They win because their offensive and defensive line outplays other teams, and we saw it last week. We had Adam Anderson, who was
he ended up being a first-team All-Stater as well.
First-team All-Stater, and I think he had 1 tackle for loss, and that's the only time we mentioned him. I mean, he was shut down by that offensive line of Mayville. You're going to see this defensive line from Northwestern have a tall task today, and we talk about it every week how when Lanny Baker gets the football, he has got a truck lane to drive through. Well, it's going to be different today because there's a lot on the line, and Mayville would like to end that little bit of streak they're on of losing 3 in a row here, or 4 in a row.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and we'll see if they can turn that around coming up here today. Pregame show rolls on right after this. We're going to hear from Coach Kroll from Northwestern. He spoke with the media earlier this week, and you'll hear a portion of that coming up on our broadcast when we return here from Camp Randall.
This winter, make your home the coziest place in town with Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning. For 3 generations, the Surefire family has been serving Wisconsin homes, bringing warmth and comfort to your families just like yours. As the temperatures drop, trust the company that's been in the business of keeping homes warm for over 75 years. This is Tom Schwartz with Surefire. Call us today and ask about our rebates that can help you save big on your comfort this coming winter. Visit us at surefireinc.com.
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy, pre- and post-orthopedic surgery, to work and sports injuries. The staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to you and your recovery. Your personal care plan starts with a visit to Back in Action in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein. Back in Action, getting you back in the game. BackinActionRehab.com.
All right, thanks. We are run-heavy program like our opponent is. Senior heavy as well. We made it to the state semis last year and lost to Wrightstown over in Rhinelander, and brought virtually, I would say, most all of our defense back and everyone but a couple running backs on the offensive side, so we're very experienced. Our depth is strongest on our offensive and defensive lines. We'll rotate 5 or 6 D tackles throughout the game. As far as success goes, we haven't really had a lot of close games up until the other night against Stratford. We feel that we left some points on the board. I think they stopped us inside their 5-yard line on 2 drives. I think we only came out of there with 3 points. So that was a great test for us. Probably the most physical football game I've been a part of in 20 years of doing this against Stratford there in level 4. So now it's a matter of getting our bodies right here with one less day to get ready. And like I said, level 2 and 1, 2, and 3 for us were all running time games. So we were very fresh coming into that Stratford game, but playing a 4-quarter football game is something that we definitely need to recover from here, because Stratford, they were physical. On the offensive side, we got one running back who's got about 1,700 or 1,800 yards, Tyson Teal. He's our I-back. We run a lot of power football, play action game was big for us on Friday. But it's about ball security, and we've had a lot of success this year of being able to run around and through teams. So, but with 22 seniors on our roster in Division 5, that's I think been a big part of why we're successful. Well, we've got a long history here of being very successful, of winning conference titles, but it's been 32 years since we've been in Madison, and I'm not a math teacher, but I think that's a pretty long time between state appearances. So we're due. We feel 32 years is definitely long enough. We went in 88 and won it 93. We were the runners up. So to have a group that finally breaks through and makes it back to Madison after really over a generation, most of our kids on our team, their parents were in either high school. I've got 2 assistant coaches who played on the 93 team. Whose kids are on our roster right now. So it's been a generation, and this is a very big deal up here. It's been a long time. Our conference hasn't had anybody. The Heart of the North hasn't had a team in the state finals, I don't think, since maybe Spooner in around 95 or 96. So to get down to Madison to the finals from up here, means a lot, because not only our conference, Superior, Ashland, Webster, Hayward, a lot of those teams have state championships, but it's been since the 80s and early 90s. So this is a big deal for us up north.
Expecting a big contingent from town on Thursday.
Like we were saying, we'll find our way out of the wilderness here, and we went dark. Maybe sled dogs will ford the river and eventually hit the freeway somewhere down by Eau Claire and get everybody down there. So yeah, it'll be a big crowd, I'm hoping. If the hunting season starts, so that's the holiday season around here.
You mentioned kind of the family ties as well. So on that note, what's it been like coaching Camden, and how have you seen him kind of step into a leadership role?
Well, with him, it's an experience coaching your own kid. But he's been a successful basketball player. He's been a varsity baseball player for years for us. He's an all-conference basketball player. They made it to sectionals and won a conference title last year. So seeing his growth, I think he played his most mature, composed football game on Friday night against Stratford, and really came through when we needed him to, with a big touchdown pass to clinch the game there in the last 2 minutes. I think as time moves on, I'll really grow to appreciate this a little more, but it's special, unique, and at times difficult coaching your own son, because sometimes dads don't know very much. So sometimes I lean on my assistants to do a little more of the hard coaching with him. Other times we have some father-son moments of playing English to get the job done.
Mayville, obviously a run-heavy team. How big will Finley and Gage be at defensive end on Thursday?
They've been pivotal all year. I think Gage Nolet's probably the best D end we've had here for a generation. So them being able to hold their own in the DC gap area edge will be pivotal. They were huge against Stratford with the buck sweep, but both those ends are big, they're strong, they're experienced, they're 3-year starters playing at an all-state level. So having some monsters at D end is huge this time of year, because I don't think the weather might not be very nice, so I don't know if it's a big day for a lot.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
From our initial consultation to the final closing, I'm with you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and seamless home selling experience. My goal is to make the home selling process smooth and worry-free. For a smooth and successful sale, contact Brock Fleischer at 920-960-0555 or visit WeSellWisco.com.
Jeremy, Jess, and the entire Boudons family are proud supporters of Mayville Athletics. Some might even say that it's a family tradition. Come down to 120 South Main Street in downtown Mayville to watch your favorite football, baseball, or basketball team on the big screen. From high school and rec league to college and professional sports, it's always game on at Boudon's, where you'll find good people and good fun. Find daily deals, upcoming events, and more on Boudon's Facebook page. Go Cardinals. You've got this.
Welcome back to the pregame show on the Great 98, powered by Radio Plus Video Sports. Here, Justin Schwartzman here with Coach Scott Hilbert. Welcome back to the pregame show, Scott.
I'm thankful to be here. Thank you.
Coach, another week, this time the final week of the football season. Take me through last week, the ebbs and flows of that game against Lake Country Lutheran.
I've never seen our team so tight as I did before that game. We were kind of shocked by that. So we had some conversations about champions don't flinch, and we came out the game. I didn't think we were really on point. We had to settle in a little bit. We got settled in. We got the touchdown, got a second one. And then we had the unfortunate fumble right before half, and that kind of switched the momentum a little bit. But we talked at halftime about, we had good breaks too. And those are games you're going to have bad breaks, you're going to have good breaks. They tend to even out, so you just got to take advantage of your opportunities when they come. Came out the second half, they scored immediately on us. And then at that time we had to challenge our kids and say, okay, we're going to go small, and you guys got to be athletes, and we're going to put you one-on-one, and you got to cover. And I thought our D-backs really responded. We kind of dared them to run the ball, taking a linebacker out. But the D-backs did a fantastic job showing that they are athletes and they can run when necessary. And I thought our D-line did a spectacular job of containing their quarterback pretty well.
Coach, you move on this week to take on the Northwestern Tigers. You two teams, the only two undefeated teams now left in Division 5. They took down a powerhouse in Stratford. What did you see out of them on film?
A lot of intensity, team that plays really hard. They love to play bully ball. They love to overpower you, both sides of the ball. They just play really intense. They bring a lot of effort. We talked about, I just said, challenging our kids last week to be athletic. And this week we're going to challenge our kids to be intense, and they have to match that intensity. If we can do that, then we have an opportunity to be able to compete. If we don't do that, we have no chance.
Third time back here in 5 years. Obviously, the previous two results, we know what happened. But what is your message in this game and this matchup? What's your biggest key for them this week?
Coming into the week, we told the boys, we're like, people are going to be They're going to be excited this week. They're going to see a lot of smiles. You're going to see a lot of excitement, and it's okay to feel that excitement. You'd be a fool if you didn't take this weekend entirely as an athlete or as a coach or anything. But ultimately, they have to understand that we have a job to do. And for these next 3 days in practice, we have to focus on the grind. We talk about earning it every week. What we did last week doesn't matter this week. So if we want to win this week, we got to earn it, and we got to earn it through three really good practices. And I really like the focus of our kids. You can tell they come out with a little bit of energy. I think they're honestly just excited that we're in the last week. This is a grind. This is a long season for high school kids, and I think they're just really excited. They feel the end is near, and at the same time, they're super focused in practice. And tonight was probably the quickest practice we've had. We don't practice on time. We practice on script, and we flew through the script. So I was really pleased by that.
Coach, obviously, we talked about the injury report. Last week, you got Devin Wendorf back last week.
Yep.
Fully healthy. What a week from him. Fumble recovery. I thought he was all over the field defensively.
Absolutely.
Health still good?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a shoulder that's going to need surgery. He's going to need to get fixed, but he's on a play as you feel you are able to basis. And, he doesn't feel any pain, but that thing has the opportunity to pop out at any time. But I was impressed with Devin, the way he plays. And he's such a smart kid. He's got that ability to anticipate, and his reaction time is really good. I thought he went out there and really challenged people and gave it his all. And I'm seeing that same effort in practice this week. His recognition is really good, and he's on point. So I'm excited for Devin because there were a couple weeks I was feeling really bad about him because he's such a good person and he works really hard, and he's a great leader. So I'm happy to have him back.
Coach, your three biggest keys coming into this week against Northwestern.
Oh, the old coach's cliche that I usually give, but it's just true. I mean, it's going to be a grind. We got to hold them to 3 yards in a cloud of dust. we can't allow them to get big plays on us. We have to make them sustain long drives. And if we can do that, then we have an opportunity for them to make a mistake. It'd be nice if we could manufacture a couple big plays, but we absolutely have to limit the turnovers and win the turnover battle. We had 2 fumbles again last week, and there's just no excuse for that. So that's it. You gotta eliminate big plays. You gotta make some big plays, and you have to absolutely get rid of those turnovers. And the same message we give our guys every week is, don't go in the game worrying about winning or losing. Go in the game worrying about doing your job. And then when you get to the fourth quarter, if you got a shot, we know we have a shot. And we always feel like we have a chance in the fourth quarter if we're alive.
Once again, Coach, thank you for joining us. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thanks for a great season. I mean, it was really nice spending time with you guys. It seemed to have you here every single week, and we appreciate it. And it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. That was Coach Scott Hilbert here with Justin Schwartz. We're on the pregame show on the Great 98, powered by Radio Plus Video Sports. Back after this.
Gather the gang for a meal at Leroy Meats, Horicon, Ripon, and Fox Lake. Perfect tailgating treats include the freshest cuts of beef, chicken, and pork, along with award-winning sausages and cheese. Remember to stop at the Fox Lake location, now bigger and better than ever, to meet your needs. Leroy Meats also provides venison processing. For precise cuts and the tastiest products, hunters know to go to Leroy Meats. Find this week's lunch menu, coupons, and hours at LeroyMeats.com. Nobody beats Leroy Meats.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Eagle, Toro, Steel, and Scott's. Order online and we'll have it ready for pickup in 15 minutes, or we'll deliver it the same day. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Shop at Mayville Ace Hardware for all your lawn and garden needs.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Save at the Mayville Golf Course and Meeting Place. Pro Shop Black Friday deals include 10% off gift cards and golf memberships, plus 20% off all in-stock items. Find more savings Small Business Saturday. Buy 1 Pro Shop item to get 20% off. Buy 2 items, get 30% off. Buy 3, get 40% off. Small Business Saturday specials at the Meeting Place include 50% off appetizers with the purchase of any sandwich or entree. Details on Facebook and MayvilleGolfCourse.com.
The Mayville Gun Club proudly supports high school athletics. The Mayville Gun Club is open to the public and welcomes you to enjoy their facilities. Whether you want to sharpen your skills or spectate, you'll love the beautiful clubhouse overlooking 50 wooded acres filled with wildlife. You're sure to appreciate the gorgeous views, along with draft, skeet, and sporting clay course. For all upcoming event information, league details, and listing of membership benefits, visit MayvilleGunClub.com. The Mayville Gun Club, where enjoyment comes naturally.
At Mayville Savings Bank, we're a bank that is here for you, helping you save money instead of piling on service fees. We still take walk-ins, no appointment necessary. We're a bank where your loan is a local decision, with friendly employees that still answer our phones. A bank that offers online and mobile banking. We're a bank where you're our best interest. Bank at the bank you own. Mayville Savings Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
From tires and transmission, batteries and brakes, to engines and exhaust, the service experts at Mayville Tire are trained to keep your vehicles at peak performance. Whether you need routine maintenance or reliable repairs, you can trust Keith and his team to take care of you and your vehicle. Ask about free pickup and delivery, no interest financing, as well as commercial truck tire service. Find the service experts at MayvilleTire.com. Mayville Tire, honest mechanics, happy customers.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Metalcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com. Metalcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
For a winning legal team, choose QBS Law in Mayville and Beaver Dam. Their experienced attorneys offer peace of mind when dealing with elder law and estate planning, OWI and personal injury, real estate, civil litigation, and more. For high-quality legal services for your unique legal case, contact QBS Law in Mayville at 387-2400, in Beaver Dam at 885-9266, and online at qbslaw.com.
Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here in the press box at Camp Randall and down on Barry Alvarez Field. We're just about ready to kick things off. Mayville won the pregame coin toss and deferred to the second half. So Northwestern in their visiting white with the, well, bluish, dark blue helmets and the, you might even call it black.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Black.
It's hard to see from up here, but and the black trim with the black numbers, and Mayville in their home cardinal red, and the white helmets and white pants, white numbers. For the Mayville Cardinals, they'll be going right to left on your radio dial this afternoon, and they will kick it off here early on. Obviously, Justin, we talked about both of these teams wanting to run the football, establish that run. It kind of caters to that here this afternoon as it's still, it's a mix of fogginess and there's some drizzle out there. Chance that there's some rain that comes down this afternoon, and I think both of these teams are very comfortable. But we heard it there from Coach Scott Hilbert to end his interview. The winner of the turnover battle very oftentimes wins these playoff games, and in less than ideal weather, you got to take care of the football.
Yeah, Mayville, in the regular season where it was not really known as a team that had fumbled or turned over the football, they tend to turn it over a little bit more in the playoffs, but they've been winning the turnover battles.
So Owen Mills getting ready to put this into the Madison afternoon air, and he'll put his right foot through it and line drive it, just kind of squib it up, and it's going to be Kevin Keller to make the tackle, but good field position here for Northwestern to start their first drive. It's going to be at the 40-yard line after a couple-yard return from Aiden Hall, and that's where Northwestern will get things going. They do have two good returners, including a return touchdown this year, does Northwestern. So Mayville trying to keep it away from that, but in doing so, Justin gave him good field position out at the 40.
A good little return just on the squib. Just get it up enough of an extra little 10 yards, but Mayville coverage team doing a good job not letting them get any more than that.
Camden Kroll under center with the wing T formation, and a first play is stacked up, and Owen staggers there along with Tate Drinkwine. Tate Drinkwine had a monster state semifinal game a week ago, and it's a pickup of 1 on the first carry for Tyson Teal.
You see it every week. You see Stager find his way to get through there, and Drinkwine does a great job cleaning things up.
Just underway, 11:31 to go here. First possession for Northwestern, and it's 2nd down and 9. A little bit of an offset formation here. A man goes in motion. The handoff to the left side. There's a nice crease on the left side, and it's going to be a first down for Northwestern on the run from Briar Burkhart, who picks up enough yardage there for not only the first down, they're into Cardinal territory down to the 39-yard line. Burkhart, so far this season, had a nice year, 825 on the ground. He's their second leading rusher.
Yeah, good job getting downfield, getting to the second level by that offensive line.
Little tempo here, Justin, and the first down carry goes for a pair. And so it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Northwestern coming up. Burkhart, that time was stacked up a little bit better for Mayville on this near side. Kevin Keller was able to set the edge that time. Drinkwine helped clean him up. Pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8 with 10:35 to go first quarter.
That's one thing you got to see from Mayville's corners. Last week they did a good job setting the edge and forcing stuff back to the middle of the field. They got to do it again this week.
2nd down and 8. Kroll goes back under center. They again have this offset kind of look as the wing T. The man in motion is Burkhart once again. He's going to get the carry on the left side. And he's taken down by Landon Baker after a pickup of about 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers after another carry from Burkhart. That's his 3rd of the game already.
Both of these teams in this short down and distance are most likely going to go for it at this point, and where you're at, they don't have the field goal kickers to make a field goal like this, but they feel that they can get 4 or 5 yards on a crack like this.
3rd down and 4, and this time it's an offset I with one tight end, and first look here for number 45, Mason Chell, their short yardage running back. 9:39 to go first quarter. It's a pitch instead to Tyson Teal. Teal's going to try the edge, and he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Might have actually lost a yard on the play. Brady Zitlow was there, along with Owen Stager. Good pursuit. Kellen Schaefer there in the area as well. And it's going to be 4th down and 5, a loss of 1 on the play.
Starts with the block getting blown up by Kevin Keller and getting knocked back into the running back, and Zitlow doing a great job from the safety position coming up and making the tackle.
4th down and 5, and it's going to be shotgun formation here for Kroll, who does do the punting for Northwestern as well. So see if he goes back and punts it. Instead, he's going to drop back to pass. Looks to the far side. He's got a man and overshoots one and is short of the other. It's incomplete and a 4th down turnover on downs for Mayville. They're going to take over at their own 34-yard line. A big stand for Mayville.
He was looking for Tyson Teal, and he had him out of the backfield. Just hit him in the foot, a little bit short, and maybe a wet football, something, just couldn't get his hands on it. The lefty just missed him, and Mayville will take over at their own 34.
So 8:54 to go in this first quarter. First possession upcoming here for Mayville after keeping Northwestern off the scoreboard. And I think they're going to take a media timeout. They will. As they do, we'll step aside, and we'll have Mayville's first possession when we return here on the Great 98 in Radio Plus.
This winter, make your home the coziest place in town with Surefire heating and air conditioning. For 3 generations, the Surefire family has been serving Wisconsin homes, bringing warmth and comfort to your families just like yours. As the temperatures drop, trust the company that's been in the business of keeping homes warm for over 75 years. This is Tom Schwartz with Surefire. Call us today and ask about our rebates that can help you save big on your comfort this coming winter. Visit us at surefireinc.com.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
We are Hochschild Marketing Greenhouse.
Back here at Camp Randall, Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you. Mayville's going to have their first possession here of the ball game with 8:54 to go in the first quarter. They'll have it at their own 34-yard line. And Justin, bend, don't break. Obviously gave up the one big run there to Burkhart, but otherwise Mayville did a nice job containing on the outside. We saw that last week as well. And good assignment football is what it's going to take for Mayville coming up this afternoon.
Yeah, we talk about that every time we see a team play with the wing tee. Lamar's coach had mentioned to that previously. You have to play assignment football against an offense like this, and Northwestern's going to have to do the same thing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So 1st and 10 from their own 34, just waiting for the TV broadcast to come out of the commercial. They have done so, and Mayville goes under center with Emerson Middlestat on the first possession of the game for Mayville. Man in motion is Tanner Schneider. Schneider going to try the near left side, and he picks up about 5 on the opening carry for Mayville. It's going to be 2nd and 5 with 8:47 to go first quarter.
Get the wingbacks involved early for Mayville, which we have seen.
You love that, Justin,
I love
right?
it because when they've done it, when they did it against, they didn't do it against WIAA, and they did it against Amherst, and it worked. You have to find somebody that can carry the ball other than Landon Baker. I know you're going to probably give it to him 30 times today. They have the entire playoffs, but you got to find some consistency somewhere else.
He's touched the ball 30-plus times the last 3 times out, to your point there, Justin, talking about Landon Baker. He's right now right behind Emerson Middlestat. Man in motion is Joe Promersberger. The keep for Emerson Middlestat. Middlestat bottled up on the right side. Picks up 2. A nice keep from Middlestat. And that time Northwestern blew up the play right at the point of attack, and Middlestat just had to fall forward for a pair.
Now what you're going to see from Mayville, too, is they're going to try to find a way to get Emerson Middlestat more involved in the run game, which they have later in the season. Early in the season, they didn't give him a lot of opportunities there. Does a great job with the ball fake, but, again, Northwestern, they run this style of offense. They know what they're going to see. It's just are they disciplined enough to stop it?
Ball sits at the 41-yard line. Got to get out to the 44. 3rd down and 3 with 7:35 to go first quarter. Here's the give to Landon Baker. First carry for him. No, Middlestat's going to pull it late, and he's not going to get enough. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and pulled down there on the edge. Nice play by Northwestern. And here comes the punting unit and Devin Wendorf for the Mayville Cardinals. So after a good pickup of 5 on first down, 2 consecutive runs that net just 2 yards, 4th and 3, punt time for Mayville.
Good play by Julius Mayberry. Again, they did it right. They picked up the quarterback. They had a man go to the running back. No pitch option for Schneider. Now you're going to have Wendorf come on to punt for the Cardinals.
No room for Landon Baker on any of those 3 plays, Justin. Worth noting is Mayville has had that blocked up well all season long. Here's a spiraling punt, and it's going to be down inside the 30. A nice little punt there from Wendorf, and it's down by Mayville's coverage unit, Wes Teeters. Downs it at the 28, and that's where Northwestern will take over with 6:46 to go in this first quarter, and looks like they're going to sneak another media timeout, so we will do the same. Here it is Mayville and Northwestern scoreless. Northwestern's ball when we come back on Radio Plus and the Great 98.
And we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Market and Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Let me get you in this used car. There's a bunch of...
Yeah, that's what it feels like at most used car dealerships. Pushy sales tactics, pressure, and no peace of mind. At Schaefer Auto, we don't play that game. Every car's inspected by certified mechanics, and we got over 100 budget-friendly vehicles ready for you. Here, you actually get the space and support to choose the car that fits you.
Schaefer Auto, no tackles, no pressure, just the right car for you.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
We return here to Camp Randall down on Barry Alvarez Field. Northwestern and Mayville scoreless. Northwestern going to start their second drive from their own 28-yard line. First drive, 3 minutes and 2 seconds. They got 26 yards over 6 plays, and Mayville gives it right back after a 3-and-out where they picked up just 7 yards on their first possession, and that's as stifled as we've seen Mayville offensively since going all the way back to that WIAA game, Justin. You know, they started that game very slow. Otherwise, they've really jumped all over their postseason opponents.
It's going to take a defensive effort in this one.
Here's kind of the wishbone formation or inverted wishbone for Northwestern, and a carry for Teal on the far side. Check that. That is Burkhart once again, his 4th carry of the afternoon. He picks up 4, second down and 6, 6:30 to go first quarter.
Yeah, and they're content. Both teams are content with picking up 4 and 5 yards at a time. That is what the wing tee or wishbone is designed to do.
See if that's something that Northwestern sticks with as something that they saw maybe they could exploit. Here's another run. This time it's Teal to the near side, and he picks up just a yard. Nice job once again blowing that up at the point of attack. And it was Drinkwine who, once again, we've just seen him come on in the last 3 games. It was Burkhart again. And he's been toting the mail early here for Northwestern. It's 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Drinkwine, ever since that mistake he had in that 2-point conversion against Amherst, he was a horse against LCL. He was all over the field, did a great job keeping the edge, was in on a couple, had a sack himself, was in there trying to get a couple sacks as well. He has really stepped up in the playoffs in his senior year.
3rd and medium, 5:30 to go first quarter. Under center, Kroll takes the snap. The give, and Mayville has it stacked up on the far side yet again, right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for Northwestern. This time, Colton Carpenter at the bottom of the pile. And it's 4th down and 5. Here comes the punting unit for Northwestern.
We had talked about Carpenter. You and I personally have talked about Carpenter the last 5-6 weeks of the
Every
play.
time we get together,
yeah,
huh?
And he has been a force defensively. And once again, this defensive line from Mayville doing its job. It's a technical tackle for loss. I think it might have lost a half a yard on that one. And then 2 dangerous guys back to return in Promersberger and Schneider for the Cards.
High snap taken in there by the punter. It's blocked by Mayville. And here's Kellen Schaefer picking it up. Check that, Wes Teeters. And Teeters to the end zone. 15 yards to the house for Mayville. And Wes Teeters takes in the blocked punt. And Mayville has a 6-0 lead.
Teeters gets in there. They get in there cleanly. A man clean off that outside edge. Blocked, and Teeters scores. There was nobody with him. Got to feel great for Wes Teeters. He doesn't get a whole lot of options for this. It's Kevin Keller off that edge, and it's Baker coming through and Stager. Keller forced it off the edge. Stager gets through, and who else but Owen Stager to block the punt for the Cards, and then Mr. Consistency in Owen Mills that attack on the extra point coming here.
Milsna on for that extra point, as you mentioned, Justin. Good snap, good hold, and Owen Milsna stays very, very good on the season. He's only missed 3 of those all year long, and Mayville has a 7-0 lead. And what a turn of events there. We talk about offense, we talk about defense. How about special teams to get the Cardinals on the board, Justin?
Yeah, and it's been kind of a story of the playoffs for Mayville because special teams itself, they've been pretty good. They had that return for a touchdown earlier in the playoffs with Kevin Keller. So, I mean, what a way to start your state championship game with a block punt from your, all-state defensive lineman once again.
Don't have to say honorable mention all-stater anymore for Owen Stager. He's one of just 7 players across the state of Wisconsin that was named to both offensive and defensive all-state. And so that just tells you the kind of year that Owen Stager has had, the impact he's had on both sides of the football. 7-0 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard, 4:45 to go in this first quarter. And no scoring drive to tell you about. It was just Weston Teeters rumbling in from about 16 yards out is where that ball just perfectly bounced off the Barry Alvarez Field turf down there. And Mayville has its lead. And we'll see what Owen Milsna decides to do here on the kick. First one, he just squibbed to about the 35-yard line. And we'll see if that's the path again. No, he's going to kick this one deep, fielded at about the 15. A fake reverse. Here comes Anthony Kalor to the near side. He's got a couple of blocks. Kalor's got a seam, and he might take this one all the way back to tie the ball game up. Kevin Keller gives chase. He's not going to get there. It's an 85-yard touchdown return on the ensuing kickoff, and Mayville gives it right back. Northwestern a point away from tying this thing up just like that. Special teams has come to play for both of these teams.
Well, if the offenses aren't going to work, you might as well find a way to score. Both teams, different ways to score. A blocked punt and now a kickoff return for Kalor. And with that fake reverse, he had a blocker out in front of him the entire way. I don't know if it was a misread on the Mayville coverage team's part, but just wasn't good enough. And I think actually we're going to go for 2 here.
Northwestern going to go for 2. As you mentioned there, Justin, and they're going to set it with the big man rumbling downhill, and there he goes in. It's Gage Nillette. He's an all-state defensive player, and he's now got his 16th two-point conversion on the season. And just like that, Northwestern takes the lead. Mayville had the lead for all of, 10, 15 seconds on that clock. 4:30 to go first quarter, and they now trail it 8-7 after the big return from Kalor and the two-point conversion from Nollet.
What a return, first of all, but the blocking is really what set it up. They had a couple guys pulling with that fake reverse, and it was a good fake reverse because they set it up as if, it was visible. We could see it up here, the guys pulling and running with the reverse man, coming back the other way with the football and Kalor, and he was wide open down that sidelines. Nobody was catching him. We talked about the dangerous return team from Northwestern. We see it already. Now you got 3 guys back for Mayville as they've done in the playoffs, which they did not do in the regular season. You only saw Promersberger and Schneider back there, but they had the explosiveness of Kevin Keller back in the return game.
And Keller took back the opening kickoff against Winnebago Lutheran back in level 2. And ever since level 2, it's been dogfights for Mayville. They're used to this, maybe perhaps a little bit less so for Northwestern. They've been playing in blowouts all season long and haven't had many even within 2 scores this year. This is going to be Joe Prower. Check it. Tanner Schneider taking it in at the 14-yard line. Schneider to the near side, breaks the tackle, turns upfield, and he's out to the 30-yard line. And that's where Mayville will start its next offensive possession. And they're going to step it out to the 31 based on that far side spot. So that's where Mayville will start things off with their next possession. We'll just pause for a second here and see if we're going to go to a TV. They are not going to go to a timeout, so keep it right here with 4:23 to go in the first quarter. And Mayville finds itself down here, Justin, and still looking for their first down offensively. Like that WLA game, they went 3 and out on their first 2 possessions in that one. They're trying to avoid that here on this possession. Here is Landon Baker. Baker spins forward, picks up 8. And so the first little bit of daylight there for the senior running back, Landon Baker. And it's going to be second down and short for Mayville coming up with 4 minutes left in this first quarter.
Yeah, first time is that the first time he's touched the ball, if I remember
it
correctly? Yeah, that probably can't happen. We talked about maybe overusing him, but I think you got to make sure you give it to him 30 times for sure.
First 2 times on the read option, there's just no choice but for Middlestad to keep it. Man in motion is Schneider. The give once again to Landon Baker, and Baker falls forward. He's going to pick up a yard out to the 40, be 1 yard short of the first down on this near left hash. And it's third down and about a yard for Mayville. Got to get out to the 41.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, you go right back to him. Go right back to the well. This is you counting on your bigs to be your bigs, and Landon Baker, who you're all-state running back, to do what he does. Just power his head forward, pick up 4 or 5 yards in the first down.
Nolette is on this defensive side. We mentioned it when he scored the 2-point conversion for Northwestern. He is their all-state defensive player. They have 2 honorable mention all-staters as well, one at linebacker and one at defensive back. We'll tell you about them throughout the evening here tonight. Here's Landon Baker. Baker picks up 3. Needed 1, make it 4 on the pickup out to the 44-yard line. And Mayville has its first down of the game just inside 3 minutes here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Mayville.
Yeah, good job. He kept his feet moving. He always had the first down, picked up about 2 originally. He kept his feet moving to pick up that extra 4. We talk about that every single game with Landon Baker and his offensive line getting in there to push the pile, but had a good hole, enough to squeeze through and pick up that first down.
8-7 on the Brock Fleischer Realty scoreboard. One receiver is Brady Zitlow along with the wing T in the backfield. Here's Joe Promersberger. First carry for Promersberger. He's got a seam. Cuts it back upfield. And I think if Promersberger stayed outside, Justin might have had a little bit more, but cut it up and got the sure yardage, a pickup of 8 into Northwestern territory. It's going to be second down and 3. Make it 2.5.
Yeah, on that one, I would almost say it was a smart play by Promersberger, because if he gets caught going to the outside, Carpenter's got to release that block. Otherwise, he's probably going to get called for a hold. So he cuts it back up and picks up a hard-fought 8, and Mayville driving, slow and methodical. They don't care if they take 10 minutes off the clock when they drive a football.
No doubt about it. In fact, I think they quite enjoy that, don't they, Justin? $1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Mayville with its 5th play of this possession. It's a Landon Baker rumble for 1.5 yards. It's going to be just short of 3rd and 2. And Mayville in a 3rd and short yet again, and probably now on the other side of the 50, you would probably expect Coach Hilbert to be a little more aggressive should they be stopped here on 3rd down.
100%. I mean, in this situation, it's you've been going for it all year here. There's no reason to stop now. If it is 4th and a yard, 2 yards, you'd have to get stuffed back on this one for you not to go for it on 4th down.
Wing T with 2 different tight ends. Here's Landon Baker. Baker's got the first down inside the 45 to the 44, falling forward. And it's 1st down and 10 for the Mayville Cardinals. Under 55 seconds to play now in this first quarter. Mayville trails 8-7. If you're just joining us, 2 special teams plays. Owen Steger blocked a punt on the last Northwestern possession, ran in by Weston Teeters, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Northwestern took it to the house. Anthony Kalor, an 85-yard kickoff return, and I'll tell you what, that 2-point conversion was easy as you like for Northwestern to take the 8-7 lead. 1st and 10 from the 44 of Northwestern. Baker, nice cut from Landon Baker back to the left. Picks up 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 4, and Baker, a nice move in the backfield to pick up that 1st down.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, on 1st down to make it 2nd and short, excuse me.
Mayville getting a little bit more, they're winning a little bit more in that offensive line, and they're picking up 5 or 6 yards at a crack now instead of that 2 or 3, which they did on that first drive.
That's going to drain out the rest of the time here in this first quarter. Mayville with a big-time punt block, but then could not corral Northwestern on the ensuing kickoff, and they trail it by a point, headed to the second quarter here at Camp Randall. We're back with more on the Gray 98 and Radio Plus right after this.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, 3rd generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Elmira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Elmira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner, grab one of the daily specials, or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
For over a century, Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed to quality workmanship and getting the job done right the first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
PT Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Back here at Camp Randall to start the second quarter. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here in the Radio Plus broadcast booth, broadcasting on Radio Plus and the Great 98 this afternoon. First play of the second quarter is a Landon Baker run. He picks up 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Cardinals. They trail by a point, 8-7 after a couple of special teams touchdowns in the first quarter of action between these two undefeated heavyweights here in the Division 5 state championship. Kenosha St. Joe's won in D7. Darlington just ran away with it somewhat surprisingly against a very good Edgar program in Division 6, and here we are in Division 5, and all those teams coming into those 3 divisions this afternoon, or today I should say, all undefeated matchups. And here's the 3rd and short carry for Landon Baker. He's not going to get it. Going to pick up about 1.5 yards, so it's 4th down and half a yard, and Mayville obviously going to go for this.
Yeah, 4th and inches, it's too tight. I mean, it's half a football. I mean, it's not a very long ways to go to pick up this first down if you're Mayville, but have to find a way to win at the offensive line. And we've seen a couple times they've went for it earlier in the year with an Emerson Middlestat sneak, and it hasn't worked.
4th down and half a yard. Middlestat goes under center. Baker's right behind him. The turn, the give. Baker, he's got the first down. And Mayville keeps this drive alive with a pickup of about 2 for Landon Baker down to the 33-yard line. They'll put it down. 10:35 to go second quarter. Mayville trails 8-7.
Good job by Baker. A good block coming through. Tanner Schneider comes through and helps him out of that wishbone formation. They like to do that in that short yardage situation, and they will pick up the first down that way.
Zitlow comes in at wide receiver. Promersberger, Schneider, and Baker behind Emerson Middlestat in the wing T. Here is Schneider, the misdirection from Promersberger. Here's Schneider. Schneider's got a seam. Schneider inside the 10, down to the 5, and a good job not to have that stripped out at the end of it. It is a great pickup here for Tanner Schneider of 25 yards down to the 6. And there's that misdirection that we've come to know and love here in the postseason. The handoff to Promersberger, the pitch to Schneider, and Tanner Schneider goes for 25.
What a job setting the edge by Zitlow, the block on the outside by the wide receiver. But early in the game, we saw that. We normally don't see that till
crunch time, right?
Mid-second quarter, late second half. You don't see that play, but Coach Hilbert going to it early. This time he'll go to Schneider for it. Last week they went for a touchdown with Joe Promersberger on that.
Here's Promersberger in motion. He's got the pitch from Emerson Middlestat. Pushes Colton Carpenter forward, and he's down to the 2-yard line. Nice pickup on first down. It's down to the 2. It's going to be second and goal for the Cardinals from there with 9:18 to go in this second quarter.
Following his blockers, we talk about the Mayville guys having the ability to put that hand on the back hip and find their blockers, get out in front, let Carpenter or Ehlers or Stager get out in front of them, get their big bodies out in front of you, follow your blockers into the end zone.
Colton Carpenter, 6'2", 205. Maybe not the biggest guy in the world, but when he gets out, he moves his feet so well. He plays with great leverage, as do all these Cardinals athletes on this offensive line. So it's second down and goal from the 2. Under center, Emerson Middlestat. Man in motion is Promersberger. The give to Baker. Baker surges ahead. Touchdown, Mayville Cardinals. And they retake the lead on their second offensive possession after going 3 and out on their opening possession. It's a 2-yard touchdown plunge for Landon Baker.
And I like this. They just say, all right, we're just going to kick the extra point. We're content with doing that, and your point after attempt, they're not going to go for 2 to try to make it a 7-point game again. Trust in your kicker, trust in your defense to continue what they've been doing all year.
Don't chase those points until you have to, and I think that's a good decision from Coach Hilbert. Good snap, good hold. Owen Milsna up and good on the PAT. It's 14-8 on the Brock Fleischer Realty scoreboard. That drive, 13 plays, 69 yards, and as we've said so often, 7:47 off the clock here, Justin, in order to score that touchdown. They're going to, take a timeout here on the field, so let's take it with them. Here, it's a 6-point lead for Mayville with 8:36 to go in the second quarter. We're back after this on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
For 50 years and counting, Verhaeg's Furniture has been proudly serving Waupun the best furniture and mattresses at prices you can afford. And we're honored to be voted best of the best mattress store in the Fond du Lac area. Stop in and check out our mattress selections. We have all kinds from traditional spring to memory foam. It is our mission to help get a great night of sleep night after night. Visit us at 806 West Main Street, Waupun, and experience quality, comfort, and service you should trust. Visit our website at www.verhaegsfurniture.com. Verhaeg's Furniture, Marf. 50 years strong, quality you trust, and prices you'll love. Verhaeg Furniture.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? WIT Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, WIT Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
At the Pioneer Keg, great food meets a fun atmosphere. Dive into their full menu featuring award-winning cheese curds and our homemade pizzas that are simply irresistible. Try the famous Brewmaster Challenge, where the food takes center stage. And if it's Friday, get ready for our amazing Friday fish fry. Check out our relaxed atmosphere, hang with friends, where everyone has a good time. Come thirsty, come hungry, and leave happy. The Pioneer Keg, 122 South Milwaukee Street, Theresa, Wisconsin.
So Mayville coming off that 13-play, 69-yard touchdown drive capped off by another Landon Baker touchdown. The All-Stater plunged in from 2 yards out, and Mayville has a 14-8 lead with 8:36 to go here on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard at Barry Alvarez Field at Camp Randall. Gorgeous site, gorgeous facility to cap off a couple of undefeated seasons, and one of these teams will get to leave as undefeated state champions with a perfect 14-0 record. We're a long way away from that. 8:36 to go in the second quarter. This time it is a squib kick once again from Owen Milsna, and this time the coverage team from Mayville does a much better job on number 19, Aiden Hall, who is 5'11", 184 pounds. He was the lead blocker that, he didn't even have to touch anyone, Justin, but, he's a big-bodied blocker that they have in that second level to block for those dynamic returners that Northwestern does have, should anyone kick the ball deep, which I don't think Coach Hilbert's going to do that the rest of the ballgame.
Yeah, probably not, but good job by the coverage team. Kevin Keller did a great job tracking them down, and they actually lost a yard on the overall return.
Ball sits at the 32-yard line of Northwestern. 6 of their carries so far have been from Burkhart. And here is the keeper straight up the middle. Powerful run by number 3, Ethan Harms, and that time was the Wildcat formation. Their normal quarterback is Camden Kroll. He's 0 for 1 passing, and that time they got their honorable mention All-State receiver Ethan Harms, who is a dual threat. He's run for 737, and he's caught 553 yards worth, and he picked up 6 there, second down and 4, with 8:03 to go in this second quarter. They're going to keep Ethan Harms back there along with Tyson Teal with 2 lead blockers on the left side of the line. The snap, here's Harms. Harms has thrown it a couple of times. This time he's tracked down from behind by Owen Stagger, and the All-Stater makes a monster play on the near side, tracking Harms down, and that time the wide receiver / speed running back couldn't run away from Owen Stagger. It's 3rd down and 5.
Owen Stagger has very good closing speed. We talked about it last week. We saw him track down LCL's quarterback a couple times, but he did a great job there with the pursuit angle. And everybody on the outside kept everything back to the middle. Didn't give Harms a way to cut back up the middle of the field. Stagger tracks him down and gets a tackle for loss.
Harms now out split wide as a receiver. We'll see if they try to go up top to him. Kroll under center, sets the wing T formation. Man goes in motion. They are going to throw the football. Looks to the backside. He has a man over the middle. Wide open. Diving catch made by Tyson Teal out of the backfield. And a big play here for Northwestern. And that one fires up Camden Kroll. A big play for the Tigers into Mayville territory all the way down to the Cardinal 31. And they're going to go hurry up offense here.
Good throw, good catch. Teal lunges out and makes that one. Zitlow just got beat cleanly on that post route.
Under center, Kroll, the turn, the give, straight up the middle to their short yardage back, number 45, Mason Chell. We told you about him, 5'10", 244 pounds. He hasn't carried the ball a ton this year, but he does have 15 touchdowns, which is good for second on the team. You can see why. He also plays defensive line.
Yeah.
Not many times you see that, and he also totes the ball as much as he has this year. He's got 99 carries. So he's got 100 now after that carry here on first down. It's 2nd down and 8, Justin, with 6:17 to go in this first half. And once again, they're going to go back to Harms at the quarterback with the Wildcat. Going to keep it, go straight up the middle. And he is dragged down. Nice play by Devin Wendorf. You talked about him in the pregame show, Justin. Just him gritting through his shoulder injury. And that time able to drag down Harms after a pickup of about 3.
Good play by Wendorf. He was in the backfield right away. Harms did a good job keeping his feet moving to pick up a couple yards on that one. They'll make it 3rd and a long 5. But Mayville, again here, you got to get some penetration from your defensive line. Have to find a way to make sure nobody gets downfield and gets open, as this is most likely a passing situation as 3rd and medium for the Tigers.
Last time, Kroll, 32 yards to Teal. They got trips out to the top side of the field, and this time they're going to throw it behind those trips. Good blocking out ahead in front of Burkhart, and Burkhart's got the first down. Needed 5, and he picked up about 8. A nice pitch and catch there. Good play call from the Northwestern Tigers, and they have another first down into the red zone at the 18-yard line. 5:23 to go first half. Mayville leads at 14-8.
Yeah, just a nice little swing screen, and they're going to go quick once again.
They've done this pretty often here in this first half, trying to go a little bit quicker. Kroll sets the offensive line, the turn, the give to Burkhart. Burkhart going to try this near side, cut down, and a nice play from the safety spot for Emerson Middlestat, and Carpenter's there to finish him off. It's going to be 2nd down and 7, make it 8 after a pickup of 2.
Mayville's done a good job slowing them down on 1st down, but haven't been able to get off the field yet on 3rd down and 4th down on this drive. You got to find a way to get a tackle for loss here, but I'm impressed with the way that Northwestern's offensive lines move. It's very similar to Mayville. They do a great job pulling. There's a lot of moving parts, but they block well downfield.
Kroll once again sets the offensive line. Here is Teal, far side, going to try the right side this time. He breaks a tackle. He's into the end zone. Tyson Teal through the arm tackle of Landon Baker at about the 17-yard line. And Northwestern has this thing tied up at 14 with 4:36 to go in the half. And they're going to, in all likelihood, go for 2 yet again. We'll see if they do that or if they're content to kick the extra point. I think they got the kicker out there with a block. Yeah, they're going to kick it here. So they just wanted to get that early lead, it looks like, Justin, and now they're content to try to kick things. Their kicker is Hudson Landwehr, who is 48 of 58 on the year. Good snap. Kick is blocked by Mayville, so that is going to leave this thing tied. So the advantage that Northwestern got from that 2-point conversion is evaporated just like that. And check if we can see a replay. They're showing Wes Teeters up on the big screen. I think that's who got a hand on it, and he's not only got a touchdown in this first half, now he's got a blocked extra point. We're tied here at Camp Randall, 14 apiece between the Cardinals and the Tigers with 4:36 to go before halftime. We have a timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. You're listening on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
Computer Troubleshooters is a very proud sponsor of today's game. Cybersecurity, managed services, and IT infrastructure is what they specialize in. Remote monitoring, password management, hosted email, data backup, internet-based phone systems, and much more. They're also launching secure property solutions with security systems, smart automation, and 24/7 alerts. Computer Troubleshooters. Secure what matters most. Log on to www.ctfdl.com.
Join Ahern and build a better future. Ahern is a mechanical fire protection and fabrication contractor that's been doing business in the community for over 143 years. They're now hiring and typically recruit over 180 positions across the company. Trades, apprenticeships, office professionals, internships, and more. Log on aherncareers.com to learn about the company and the positions they're looking to fill. Build a better future for yourself and your community. Go Cardinals! From Ahern.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Back here at Camp Randall, Northwestern responds to Mayville's touchdown drive with an 8-play, 68-yard touchdown drive spanning 3 minutes and 55 seconds. They go a little quicker than Mayville does. Mayville much more deliberate, but they're nonetheless, that's a big block on the extra point that Wes Teeters was able to secure for Mayville. Ties things up at 14 on that Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. And once again, the trio of Keller, Schneider, and Promersberger back to return for the Cardinals.
Yeah, 4:36 to go here in this half. You want to score here, and you get the ball at half. I mean, you could make this a two-possession game real quick if you're Mayville.
You don't want to give it back for sure. That's for positive. Here goes Tanner Schneider, cuts back to this near right side and is driven out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, and that's where Mayville will start its next possession. And they have all the capabilities. We've seen them multiple times this postseason, Justin, where they've gone, they need 65 yards right now. They've taken up all the time left on the game clock, take it to halftime or take it to the end of a game. Last week we saw the 95-yard touchdown drive in about 7 minutes or 8 minutes against Lake Country Lutheran. That salted that game away. And in that one, it was 11 straight carries by one Landon Baker. We'll see what they do here. They got the wing tee. They got those wings much more involved. Promersberger's running it well. Schneider. It's not just Baker right now for the Mayville Cardinals.
I think they're trying to be unpredictable is what they're going to do, and maybe it's the point where you just got to be predictable.
Here is the pitch to Landon Baker. Baker's got a seam, cuts up field, and he's out near the 45. They're going to give him the first down, a pickup of 11 to the 46 for the Mayville Cardinals with 4:23 to go in this second quarter, tied up at 14. Baker's up to 41 first half yards on 12 totes. Schneider's got 32. Promersberger's got a dozen. So there you go. There's that unpredictability perhaps that you were talking about there, Justin.
Yeah, got to change things up every once in a while. Obviously, everybody on film knows what Mayville's going to do. Now, it's just a matter of, can you stop it?
Man in motion is Joe Promersberger. Promersberger going to be the lead blocker here for Landon Baker around the right edge. Baker lowers the shoulder into Northwestern territory down to the 44. It's a pickup of 8. Check at the 46-yard line. Needed to get to the 44. And it's going to be second down and 2 with 3:42 to go in the first half.
Yeah, getting Baker a little bit more out on the edge. You don't see that a lot. Obviously, they're seeing something with this five-man front that Northwestern has. Maybe doesn't think that they can consistently run it up the middle. Maybe that's why we get the wingbacks more involved.
Wonder if they feel they have a speed advantage as well. Interesting. We don't see, as you mentioned, just don't see that very often, especially with Landon Baker. Brady Zitlow out there as a receiver. Man in motion is Joe Promersberger. They're going to fake it. They have Tate Drinkwine wide open down the middle of the field. Can Middlestadt find him? Over the head of Drinkwine, off his hands, and it falls incomplete. And they rolled Middlestadt out to the left that time, Justin, so he had to kind of swivel his feet. By the time he did, Drinkwine had a little pressure in his face, and it went over his head.
Yeah, just a little bit too far. It actually almost goes into the hands of Brady Zitlow as he was coming behind him, and he might have been able to even throw it a little bit further downfield because Zitlow had his man beat as well. That play action for Mayville, it works because they run the football so much. You get keyed into the box, and you're looking into the backfield, and you get burned downfield by those big tight ends from Mayville.
Already seen one big shot from Northwestern in the passing game. There was Mayville's opportunity, and it goes a-begging. Here's Landon Baker on 3rd down and 2. He's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Pushes forward. He's going to pick up a yard. It's 4th down and 1 with 2:58 to go in the second quarter. And I would assume it's go time once again for the Mayville Cardinals. And Zitlow thinking about checking in. He's going to return. And Mayville keeps their heavy personnel in for a 4th and 1 with about 2. It's going to be about 2.5 when this thing gets snapped for the Cardinals. Just into Northwestern territory. Big play here.
I don't think there was a chance they weren't going for this. This situation, you've trusted in your guys all year to get this first down, and they've done it the majority of the time. Got to trust them again. Northwestern going to burn a timeout.
Timeout Northwestern. Let's take it with them. Big play, as we mentioned. 2:26 to go in the second quarter. 14-14 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. We're back after this on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
Dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy, pre- and post-orthopedic surgery, to work and sports injuries. The staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to you and your recovery. Your personal care plan starts with a visit to Back in Action in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein. Back in Action, getting you back in the game. BackinActionRehab.com.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here in the Radio Plus broadcast booth. at Camp Randall, a big 4th down and 1. Emerson Middlestat goes under center. Coach Hilbert is going to take a timeout after he saw what Northwestern was in. And let's sneak 30 seconds in, and then, Justin, we can kind of preview this big 4th down that's upcoming right after this. 2:26 to go in the first half, 14-14. Mayville and Northwestern tied. It's a 4th and 1 from the Northwestern 45-yard line. Back after this.
From our initial consultation to the final closing, I'm with you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and seamless home selling experience. My goal is to make the home selling process smooth and worry-free. For a smooth and successful sale, contact Brock Fleischer at 920-960-0555 or visit WeSellWisco.com.
So 2:26 to go here from Camp Randall. The ball sits at the 45-yard line of Northwestern. And something Coach Hilbert saw there and how Northwestern lined up that he just either didn't like or wanted to reiterate something to his guys in what could be a big-time inflection point in this first half. Tied at 14, Emerson Middlestat under center, gives it to Landon Baker. Baker surges ahead, and he's got the first down, falls forward for a pickup of what ends up being about 3 or 4 yards on the play. And Mayville keeps this drive alive with a 4th down conversion, their second of the afternoon.
Yeah, you kind of knew where the football was going. I think everybody in the building knew where the football was going that does their scouting report. It was going to Landon Baker, and again, plunges forward, he fouls his blockers and picks up a hard-fought first down. Now just under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Baker 14 carries for 54 yards, Justin, only just a shade under 4 yards per carry. It's obviously about half of what he normally gets, but that's that kind of game that you're going to have today. Here's a pitch to Baker this time. Tries the left side, falls forward, gets about 4.5. It's going to be second and medium for the Cardinals as the clock ticks under 1 minute and 40 seconds to play in this second quarter, tied up at 14.
Yeah, you might see Mayville go into their NASCAR personnel here where they're going quick to the line, but that's what you see from Baker there. He was stopped, relatively 2 yards down the field, but lowers his shoulder, runs through the bigger linebacker, falls forward, and picks up a pair more.
So savvy at just letting that defender use his momentum to carry him an extra yard. Here's misdirection to Promersberger. Promersberger blocked up well. Promersberger near side, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Mayville. And with 1 minute 7 seconds left in this second quarter, Mayville takes its third lead of the night, 20-14, on the carry from Joe Promersberger.
You knew it was coming at some point. They hadn't gotten the wingbacks really involved in this drive at all. Promersberger does a great job cutting back to the outside. He had a man who probably had a lane at making the tackle, but he realized that he had that whole right sideline, cuts it down there, and fouls his big fella. And what a block by Weston Teeters. Ran over a middle linebacker in the middle of the field. The Cards tack 6 on, and Milsna for the extra point.
Good snap, good hold. Milsna is good yet again from the extra point, and he stays perfect on the evening. 21-14 with $1.07 left in this second quarter on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. It's a 36-yard touchdown scamper for Joe Promersberger, and Mayville, as I mentioned, leads for the third time today.
Yeah, and you're at 1 minute 70. You may think, maybe too much time, but I don't think there is. I think Mayville's done a good job at least containing what the Tigers. They get into that little NASCAR style that Mayville does as well, but Mayville's a little bit better at keeping up the pace in that NASCAR style. But, do you think you scored too quick? I don't think you did because you scored. That's the way you look at it.
The two drives that have been non-3-and-outs for Northwestern have gone for 302 and 355. Just so long there's not a mistake made by the Mayville Cardinals here on this kickoff, Justin, you feel pretty good about the 1 minute 7 seconds for a team that hasn't attempted a field goal outside of extra points this year.
Exactly. And neither really team does kick field goals at all either here. This is going to be probably a touchdown fest is what you'll see out of this one.
So Milsna once again going to ground line drive it, to about the 40, and sitting down at the 43 is Cameron Kurtz. So some decent field position here for Northwestern, but just 1 minute and 4 seconds with which to work. And if you're Mayville, Justin, nothing over the tops of your heads here. And if they can get to halftime, Mayville's got that opportunity to double this thing up like we talked about just a few moments ago, get the end of the first half touchdown, and potentially go up by a couple of scores. But 64 seconds is a lot of time for this Northwestern team that, yes, it's a wing T team. We've already seen their explosiveness on offense.
They can throw the football, and they're going to come on a trips look right away here in the shotgun formation, which Mayville never does.
Here is Kroll going to throw a screen pass over there to the far side. Good pursuit by Mayville. Out of bounds after a pickup of 8 is Breyer Burkhart. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. That gets Northwestern all the way out to the 50-yard line, and the clock stops at 56 seconds getting out of bounds. They still have a couple of timeouts as well left here in this first half, so plenty of time for Northwestern to get into scoring range and take a couple of shots at the end zone should they try to do that. And they're going to have one receiver to the top, that's Tyson Teal, 2 receivers to the near side, and a running back for Camden Kroll, along with the tight end in there as well. Here is the pass out to the near side, a quick hitter, and getting out of bounds after a pickup of about 6. That time was Anthony Kalor, the touchdown scorer on the return, and this is as good as you could have probably expected. About 15 yards in 2 plays and took off about 15 seconds off the clock, 51 to go.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. Mayville a little bit laxed in the zone coverage, and they're sagging off a little bit again here at the end of the half.
Bend, don't break. We'll see when the double move comes here for Northwestern, if it indeed does come. Mayville with the 7-point lead. Here is the drop pack. Kroll's going to go deep. This one's got a chance to get picked. It's Joe Promersberger off his hands, and he drops it. And Promersberger has 3 interceptions this season. He does not drop those. This time, Promersberger has it go through his hands. And a big opportunity to get Mayville to half there for Joe Promersberger on the overthrow from Kroll.
Yeah, and he might have even had a lane to at least get that ball back to the 50-yard line with Middlestead there to throw a block, and that's just one if you look back on the game, they may look back at that play with a negative comment. I mean, it's just something that you see there. That play has to be made in games like this.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Here's the quick hitter. This one's tipped. Wendorf's got it. It's picked off for Mayville with 38 seconds left in the second quarter, and it's Mayville football. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. We'll see if we get a replay here and see who got their hand on it from Mayville. While someone in the trenches tipped that up, and Wendorf got the pick.
If it's anybody, it's who else? Who else other than Owen Stager goes off his arm? Wendorf gets the pick. You can see them big, long arms get up. And Wendorf, we talked about him last week, comes back. He hasn't really played a ton because of the injury. He's going to end up having to have surgery after the football season. Battling through, makes another big turnover in a big game.
So Joe Promersberger let off the hook that time from Wendorf. Mayville comes out, Northwestern, going to take a timeout. The ball sits at the 44, so Mayville might think about at least putting it on the ground here, Justin, and seeing if they can, at least think about it here. If you gain something on 1st or 2nd down, maybe you consider going into that NASCAR, using your final 2 timeouts. We'll see what Mayville decides to do here on 1st down out of this timeout.
Boy, and you feel that Milsna, I feel he can probably kick from, I would say, the 20-yard line and in. Yep. I would give him that kind of range. So you got to get 30, 40 yards. You got to get 30 yards. You get 30 yards, you're probably close, if not maybe just a hair outside of field goal range. You have to find, you got 2 timeouts, too. If you're Mayville, why not? You can make this a 2-score game before half, and all of a sudden you get the football at half. You can make it a 3-score game. That's a dream scenario at this situation.
35 yards from where they are right now would result in about a 38, 37-yard field goal. If you're ending the half with that, I think you feel okay with Milsna trying to take a shot.
100%.
Not a ton of wind out there. The wind on top of the stadium is blowing from west to east. No idea what it's doing down inside the bowl. That's always a little bit different, but on top of the goalposts, there's not much wind at all. Here's Tanner Schneider, 1st down and 10, and he picks up about 2 or 3 out to the 47-yard line, and Mayville's going to go quick back to the line of scrimmage. They had 2 plays called, and 24 seconds left. They're back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 7. Emerson Middlestad under center. The give to Baker. No, Middlestad keeps to the near side. Can he break the tackle? No, he cannot. Nice play there by Briar Burkhart. And I would think that will probably end this first half, and it will. So the final 5 seconds ticks off the clock, and Mayville takes a 21-14 lead into the halftime locker room to a lot of cheers from this near side Mayville crowd. And they did win the toss. They did elect to defer, so they'll get the ball on offense to start the second half. Justin, quick thought from you on this first half. Back and forth, a lot of momentum swings, a lot of emotion swings. Mayville makes enough plays there on that final drive. A couple of 4th downs over the course of that first half that they were able to convert. They lead it 21-14.
Yeah, and they get the turnover that Hilbert talks about that they need. They got to lead the turnover battle. They get a turnover late in the half. While Northwestern was getting a little momentum there. I mean, they picked up 15, 20 yards in a matter of 20 seconds. You're looking at them maybe possibly tying things up for the half. Wendorf with a great pick off of another great play from Owen Steger. What can we say? He's blocked the punt today. Now he's tipped the pass. And what a game it's been so far.
21-14 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our halftime show, give you stats, and remind you of our scoring here in the first half of action between Mayville and Northwestern. The Cards lead at 21-14. We're back with more on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
Jeremy, Jess, and the entire Boudons family are proud supporters of Mayville Athletics. Some might even say that it's a family tradition. Come down to 120 South Main Street in downtown Mayville to watch your favorite football, baseball, or basketball team on the big screen. From high school and rec league to college and professional sports, it's always game on at Boudons, where you'll find good people and good fun. Find daily deals, upcoming events, and more on Boudons' Facebook page. Go Cardinals! You've got this! Gather the gang for a meal at Leroy Meats, Horicon, Ripon, and Fox Lake. Perfect tailgating treats include the freshest cuts of beef, chicken, and pork, along with award-winning sausages and cheese. Remember to stop at the Fox Lake location, now bigger and better than ever, to meet your needs. Leroy Meats also provides venison processing. For precise cuts and the tastiest products, hunters know to go to Leroy Meats. Find this week's lunch menu, coupons, and hours at LeroyMeats.com. Nobody beats Leroy Meats.
The countdown to Christmas is on, and the sweetest spot in Theresa is confections for any occasion. Joel joins us to tell us about all the great things that are going on. One of my favorite traditions as a kid was the Advent calendars, and I know you have those at confections.
Yes, we do. We have a nice variety, about 4 or 5 different styles of the countdown to Christmas calendars, made with our delicious chocolates, the little foil presents. Also have my own countdown to Christmas calendar this year, so it's a little bit made with our delicious chocolates, and those are very, very popular. We're almost out of those, so be sure and pick some of those up.
Now, what about chilies on a wire?
We have a limited supply this year. We do have some, but they're limited. The kits that you make yourself, made locally, so be sure and pick up a bag of those. We also have the old-fashioned handmade ribbon candy, which make great bows for on top of gifts. And along with the old-fashioned hard candy mix, the mint straws, chocolate-filled straws, the old-fashioned raspberries, and handmade candy canes.
St. Nick's coming right around the corner.
Great stocking stuffers, lots of little kids' candies. We're at 101 North Market Street, downtown Theresa, open 7 days a week.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, Steel, and Scotts. Order online and we'll have it ready for pickup in 15 minutes, or we'll deliver it the same day. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Shop at Mayville Ace Hardware for all your lawn and garden needs.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Save at the Mayville Golf Course and Meeting Place. Pro Shop Black Friday deals include 10% off gift cards and golf memberships, plus 20% off all in-stock items. Find more savings Small Business Saturday. Buy 1 Pro Shop item to get 20% off. Buy 2 items, get 30% off. Buy 3, get 40% off. Small Business Saturday specials at the Meeting Place include 50% off appetizers with the purchase of any sandwich or entree. Details on Facebook and MayvilleGolfCourse.com.
The Mayville Gun Club proudly supports high school athletics. The Mayville Gun Club is open to the public and welcomes you to enjoy their facilities. Whether you want to sharpen your skills or spectate, you'll love the beautiful clubhouse overlooking 50 wooded acres filled with wildlife. You're sure to appreciate the gorgeous views, along with trap, skeet, and sporting clay course. For all upcoming event information, league details, and listing of membership benefits, visit MayvilleGunClub.com. The Mayville Gun Club, where enjoyment comes naturally.
At Mayville Savings Bank, we're a bank that is here for you, helping you save money instead of piling on service fees. We still take walk-ins, no appointment necessary. We're a bank where your loan is a local decision, with friendly employees that still answer our phones. A bank that offers online and mobile banking. We're a bank where you're our best interest. Bank at the bank you own. Mayville Savings Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
From tires and transmission, batteries and brakes, to engines and exhaust, the service experts at Mayville Tire are trained to keep your vehicles at peak performance. Whether you need routine maintenance or reliable repairs, you can trust Keith and his team to take care of you and your vehicle. Ask about free pickup and delivery, no interest financing, as well as commercial truck tire service. Find the service experts at MayvilleTire.com. Mayville Tire, honest mechanics, happy customers.
Back here at Camp Randall, Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here on Radio Plus in the Great 98. The Mayville Cardinals lead the Northwestern Tigers 21-14 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. Mayville band just leaving the field, did a terrific job down there on the field, Justin, and so far, so good for that Mayville team. You know, we mentioned it going to break there. We'll give some stats here at halftime in just a moment, but if you're looking for a couple of names that jump off the page for you, how about Owen Stager? Again, it's just, you could go into a game trying not to say his name, and it's impossible. I mean, look at that first half. He tips away the pass that ends up being intercepted by Devin Wendorf. He blocks the punt to get Mayville on the board. It bounces fortuitously right into the arms of Weston Teeters, and he takes it into the end zone. But just this guy for 2 years in a row now, Justin, has just been so instrumental for just everything that Mayville does. And it's just incredible what he has meant to this team over the course of some time, huh?
Your best players have to be your best players in games like this late in the season, and he is. He shows it every week. He is so fun to watch because he blows plays up so easily. He's into the backfield like he was on that tip there. Yeah, he didn't get into the backfield, but his hands are up. He's ready to try to tip that pass, and he does. On the punt, he ran through everybody. He ran right through the middle of that line and got his hand out. I don't think it would have mattered if he didn't get it because Landon Baker was right behind him. And that's the thing, too, is you open things up defensively for Landon Baker when you have Stager going through the line. You can't not talk about Weston Teeters, too.
Oh.
Got a punt return for a touchdown and a huge block downfield on that Promersberger rushing touchdown at the end of the half.
So, again, to tell you about the scoring in this one, just about 8 minutes into this thing, 7 and change into this, Weston Teeters, 15-yard blocked punt return. It was Owen Stager, as we mentioned. Milsden tacked on the extra point, 7-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Anthony Calor takes it 85 yards for Northwestern, and then they went for 2 to take the early lead. They were successful on a Gage Nolette, 2-point conversion, 8-7 lead for Northwestern. Then Mayville got the football back, went 13 plays, 69 yards in 7 minutes and 47 seconds. It was capped off by a Landon Baker 2-yard touchdown run. They converted a 4th down and short on that possession to take a 14-8 lead. On the ensuing Northwestern possession, they rattled off 8 plays and 68 yards, 4 minutes. Tyson Teal, 16-yard rush, and then the kick was blocked, and we mentioned it. You mentioned Wes Teeters. He got the block on that one, and that tied things up at 14. And then you mentioned Joe Promersberger with 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the first half to cap off a 7-play, 65-yard drive in quick Mayville form. 3 minutes and 24 seconds. That's got to be one of their quicker possessions of this postseason. That made it to our current score, 21-14. Mayville on top. Let's take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll give those statistics for you in the first half, and we will continue on. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here from Camp Randall. Mayville leads it by 7. They're a half away from a gold ball here in Madison. Back after this on Radio Plus and the Great 98.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Metalcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com. Metalcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
Computer Troubleshooters is a very proud sponsor of today's game. Cybersecurity, managed services, and IT infrastructure is what they specialize in. Remote monitoring, password management, hosted email, data backup, internet-based phone systems, and much more. They're also launching secure property solutions with security systems, smart automation, and 24/7 alerts. Computer Troubleshooters. Secure what matters most. Log on to www.ctfdl.com.
For a winning legal team, choose QBS Law in Mayville and Beaver Dam. Their experienced attorneys offer peace of mind when dealing with elder law and estate planning, OWI and personal injury, real estate, civil litigation, and more. For high-quality legal services for your unique legal case, contact QBS Law in Mayville at 387-2400, in Beaver Dam at 885-9266, and online at qbslaw.com.
This winter, make your home the coziest place in town with Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning. For 3 generations, the Surefire family has been serving Wisconsin homes, bringing warmth and comfort to your families just like yours. As the temperatures drop, trust the company that's been in the business of keeping homes warm for over 75 years. This is Tom Schwartz with Surefire. Call us today and ask about our rebates that can help you save big on your comfort this coming winter. Visit us at surefireinc.com.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
We are Hochschild Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hochschild Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Elmira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Elmira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options. appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Let me get you in this used car. There's a bunch of...
Yeah, that's what it feels like at most used car dealerships. Pushy sales tactics, pressure, and no peace of mind. At Schaefer Auto, we don't play that game. Every car's inspected by certified mechanics, and we got over 100 budget-friendly vehicles ready for you. Here, you actually get the space and support to choose the car that fits you.
Schaefer Auto, no tackles, no pressure, just the right car for you.
Back here at Camp Randall, Jordan King, Justin Schwartzmiller with you in the Radio Plus broadcast booth here at Camp Randall. 21-14 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. The Mayville Cardinals just ran back out onto the Barry Alvarez Field turf to a loud roar from their home fans. They are the home team here tonight at Camp Randall, and they have a 21-14 lead. Justin, some halftime statistics. Let's start with Mayville.
Yeah, Atlanta Baker, 15 carries, 59 yards, and just a long of 11, averaging 3.9 a carry. Not a ton from him, but Promersberger, 3 carries, 48 yards, averaging 16. He's got a touchdown as well as Baker. Schneider, he's got 3 carries, 35 yards, and 11 yards a crack, and 2 carries with a yard only from. Actually, I think they got a negative yard from maybe 1 yard.
They got him 3 for 1. I think
3 for 1 from Emerson Middlestat, and we haven't seen him really. It's been a great job on the edge, actually, from this Northwestern Tigers team, not getting Emerson Middlestat on those ball fakes that have worked in the last couple weeks. Other than that, he's 0 for 1 passing, looking for Tate Drinkwine down the field, just missed him. 1 punt from Wendorf for 31 yards, a block punt from Steger, and a touchdown from Weston Teeters on a 15-yard punt return. Schneider with a couple of kick returns for 32 yards, which I was going to mention earlier. His ability now, we talked about the last couple weeks, he was running up and down, more not as low as he was against that WIAA team. You're seeing it again here today.
Just to cap it off on Owen Steger, we've talked about what he's done on special teams. He obviously got his hand on that interception. How about 3 tackles today, and there are 2 of them for loss. It's hard to come up with enough superlatives for what he means to this Mayville team. How about first half statistics for the Northwestern Tigers, Justin?
Ricky Erickson with 6 tackles so far, a tackle for loss for Breyer Burkhardt and 3, and Kalor with 4 tackles, but he also has a kick return for a touchdown today of 85 yards. That gave them the lead after they went for 2 and got the 2 from Mason Chell. 8 carries, 41 yards from Breyer Burkhardt, 3 carries, 17 yards from Tyson Teal, 3 carries, 9 yards from Harms, and 1 touchdown from Tyson Teal. Pretty much everybody averaging 5 yards a carry on that side of the Northwestern Tigers, Jordan. And they have a 3 for 6 on passing with a thrown pick by Camden Kroll, 46 yards, a 32-yard pass downfield to Tyson Teal. He's hit Breyer Burkhardt for 8, and Kalor for 6. But to me, the story of that first half is special teams. I mean, you have a blocked punt, a blocked extra point, a kick return touchdown. You don't see a lot of that in a high school football game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I was just, as we were milling about here in the press box here during halftime, someone said, get your bingo card out, and is like, I didn't have a punt block return for touchdown on my bingo card. I thought that was pretty, I thought that kind of summed that first half up pretty well, and we talked about it before the game, and near the end of that first half, Mayville, chance to double up here. Keys to the second half for Mayville after watching that first.
You got to find a way to get a long, sustained drive to start this half. Yeah, yes, maybe you want to score points. Maybe you get a big play and you score points right away. But if you can take off a long, sustained drive and score some points and make it 28-14, let's say you cut it all the way down to 5 minutes left in this third quarter, makes it very difficult for this Northwestern team to win this football game.
Coach Hilbert talked about it in your interview with him in the pregame show, and he mentioned we just want to be in the game going to the fourth quarter. If we're in the game in the fourth quarter, we know we have a chance to win it. But even more than that, we talked about this last week against Lake Country Lutheran. When Mayville takes a lead into the fourth quarter, they're so difficult to try to come back against because they can have those 7 or 8 minute drives.
And we talk about it every week because they can pick up the 4 or 5 yards at a time. It's not like they're a team that's going to give you a 25, 30-yard run or a 40-yard pass play downfield. They're going to consistently run the ball up the middle. And today they're actually running it a little bit more off tackle a little bit, getting Baker out in some space a little bit more. Obviously from that 5-man front we're seeing and stacking the box from Northwestern, they're trying something different.
And we heard from Coach Kroll from Northwestern in the pregame show. We heard him say, look, we want to go, 6, 7, 8 guys deep on the defensive line where they're just going to keep rotating guys. We saw that in that first half, and Mayville perhaps having a little more success to the outside. Here's the second half kick, and we are underway in the second half with Tanner Schneider at the 15. He darts forward past the 30 to the 35, out to the 36-yard line. So a nice return of about 21 from Tanner Schneider gives Mayville some pretty good field position to start the second half here, Justin. And a couple of Northwestern players ran into each other, and they are down at about the 32-yard line. So we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout, perhaps maybe just a little bit more. We'll let them situate themselves on that far side Northwestern sideline where a couple of players are down. We're back after this on Radio Plus and the Great 98.
50 years in counting, Verhaeg's Furniture has been proudly serving Waupun the best furniture and mattresses at prices you can afford. And we're honored to be voted best of the best mattress store at the Fond du Lac area. Stop in and check out our mattress selections. We have all kinds from traditional spring to memory foam. It is our mission to help get a great night of sleep night after night. Visit us at 806 West Main Street, Waupun, and experience quality, comfort, and service you should trust. Visit our website at www.verhaegsfurniture.com. Verhaeg's Furniture, 50 years strong, quality you trust, and prices you'll love. Verhaeg Furniture.
So we're back here at Camp Randall. Both players able to walk off the field. Good to see there, and hopefully they're both all right. One of them was Aiden Hall, one of their tremendous lead blockers that we've seen here tonight for Northwestern, and hopefully he's all right and can return for the Tigers. So first down and 10 for Mayville. Just underway here in the second half. Mayville with the 21-14 lead. Ball sits at the 36-yard line. Here's Tanner Schneider after the big kick return of about 22 yards. He picks up 3 on first down out to the 39. On that wing-back dive that we are so used to seeing for Mayville, and Schneider, he likes to turn that upfield where Promersberger maybe kicks it out. Both of them have been successful here tonight.
Yeah, both of them have the speed to kick it outside as well, the athletic ability to get outside the tackles, but they can both run within the tackles and get that physical aspect. But we've seen the wingbacks way more involved than normal here, and the drives that Mayville has been successful on has been a lot of Landon Baker.
Zitlow into the game at wide receiver. Otherwise, it's the wing T. Here's the misdirection from Middlestat to Promersberger back to Schneider, and Schneider picks up 2. A nice job that time to stay home on the near side. There's Briar Burkhart, who has been the best runner offensively for Northwestern. That time he stays home on his outside linebacker assignment and makes the tackle on Tanner Schneider. 3rd down and 5.
You talk about discipline when you're running against the wing T defensively. That is great discipline right there. Burkhart stays home. Last time they got a big chunk on that, he was caught. He got his feet upfield. He was following Promersberger. They gave it to Schneider. He cut back up for a gain of about 30.
3rd down and 5 for Mayville. First drive of the second half, 10:31 to go, third quarter. Man in motion is Promersberger. The fake Middlestat going to keep it near side, cuts upfield. Does he have enough? No, it's going to be just short. He is about half a yard short of the first down. They're going to mark it at about the 45.5. He needed the 46. And Colton Carpenter limps off for Mayville. So here comes Kellen Schaefer onto the field. He's going to replace Carpenter, and Mayville's going to go quick back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers out, Promersberger and Zitlow. Middlestat under center. 4th down and 1. Middlestat's got it. He lunges forward. He's pushed by a couple of teammates, including big Colin Ehlers. Got behind him along with Tate Drinkwine. And he picked up about 3, Justin. First down for the Cards. That was a big play to keep this opening drive alive.
And that's the right play. Go on the silent count there. You see everybody gets set. Just quickly, Middlestat goes right under center, follows his men in big Kellen Schaefer and stagger up the middle of the field. We saw it a couple weeks ago. He didn't get into a gap. He just went straight up the center. This time he gets himself into that little gap there and falls forward and picks up the first down.
Middle snap back under center, sends a man in motion. It's Promersberger. Promersberger has it, cuts back upfield, and he's going to pick up about 4 on first down. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. We'll keep one eye on the Mayville bench where Colton Carpenter is getting some attention from the medical staff, and we mentioned that Kellen Schaefer into the game in his stead. So we'll keep an eye on that, Justin. Kellen Schaefer obviously is more than capable of stepping in.
100%. We talk about him mainly on the defensive side of the ball. He comes in that 6-man personnel on the offensive line and does a great job there. But Carpenter is such a big leader on this team at that guard position. You got to find a way to break that hole.
So perhaps some more snaps at tight end for Brunecki and Drinkwine. Here is Baker straight up the middle on a 2nd down and 6 carry, and he gets pushed forward. Based on the near side official, it's going to be 3rd down and 2. 8:34 to go in the third quarter. Mayville already nearly bled 4 minutes off of this third quarter clock, and it's going to be 3rd down and short in probable 4-down territory.
100%. I mean, you went for it on your own 40-something. You would think you're probably in 4-down territory. You can see they're slowly working on Carpenter. I think he's getting his shoe off down there. We got to tape up that ankle.
So a 3rd down and short for Mayville. Zitlow back out onto the field. And the wing tee with Promersberger and Schneider. Here's the give. No, it's going to be Middlestat. Middlestat round the near side. Middlestat up the field. He's got the first down and more. Down inside the 35, down to the 33. A pickup of about 10 for Emerson Middlestat. Good job on that keep. We talked about it last week. Keeps it on the back hip. He just really well done hiding that ball. Didn't need to pitch it to Tanner Schneider, but Schneider might have picked up another 10 if he did.
And good job again at the end there, churning his feet as he's getting wrapped up by 2 guys, picking up that extra half a yard. But again, who sets the edge on the outside and lays out a man? It's other than Owen Stagger. Makes a big block, and nobody's able to converge to the quarterback. And you could have pitched that, kept it. I mean, it's the right read for Middleset just to pick up those yards as he keeps it.
Ball at the plus 32 with 7:27 to go in the third quarter. Here is Schneider on the misdirection, and this time he is hit at the line of scrimmage, but pushing him forward, Landon Baker just helped Schneider pick up 2 after he was hit in the backfield, Justin, out on this near left side.
That's one thing you see from Baker. He wants to get in every scrum, every single scrum. It doesn't matter if it's the offensive side or the defensive side of the football. He's going to be in there. His nose is always to the football, whether he's blocking, he's making a tackle, or he's just trying to help another runner pick up a couple yards.
Man, if I was out on a wrestling mat, I wouldn't want to see Landon Baker across from me. I don't think he's a wrestler. I don't recall him being a wrestler, but man, he would be good at it, I'll say that much. 6:45 to go in the third quarter. Mayville with a 21-14 lead over Northwestern, and they're driving down to the 30-yard line. Man in motion is Promersberger. Here's Landon Baker. Baker dives forward, pickup of about 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and medium, about 4.5 or 5 for the Cardinals. They got to get it down to the 22. Nice run from Landon Baker, and it keeps Mayville on schedule, if nothing else, Justin.
Yeah, it keeps them on schedule, and nobody able to get to a second level to make a block there. Linebackers make the tackle pretty easily for Northwestern, but when Mabel's gone between the tackles today, they haven't really found that big home run play we saw a couple times they had last week with Baker against Amherst. Comes to mind on that 95-yard drought, that big 40-yard run he had at the end of the game.
Man in motion is Promersberger. Now Mayville's going to look back to the sideline as they went quick to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to check at the line of scrimmage. Man in motion is Schneider. Tanner Schneider on the flip from Middlestat, and Schneider is stacked up after a pickup of just a yard, and maybe not even that much. It's going to be 4th down and more than 3 for Mayville after they picked up about maybe a yard and a half with Schneider on the pitch to the left side. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter, and Mayville's going to go kind of in no man's land here, Justin. A punt does nothing, certainly outside of field goal range at this juncture of the game.
Yeah, what you wonder what you go to here. Last week in this situation, it was about the same down and distance from. They went to Promersberger on a little bit of a misdirection pitch. This time they're going to go shotgun. When's the last time you saw this out of Mayville?
Just hopefully it's a good snap. There it is from Bromley. Here's Middlestat out. He's got a man wide open, and it's Promersberger. Promersberger catches, turns inside the 10 down to the 6. Pushed out inside the 5 to the 4 is where they'll spot him. And what a call from Coach Scott Hilbert. He gets Emerson Middlestat out on the edge, and it's a first down Mayville. A 4th down and 5 converted down to the 4.
Well, we talked about Mayville last week, throwing in a couple wrinkles offensively. That's probably more than a wrinkle we just saw there. I don't think I've ever seen them go out of the shotgun formation. And wide open on that little hitch route was Joe Promersberger, left all alone, sat right at the first down marker, did everything correctly.
If you're Northwestern and you do all your homework and they do that on a 4th down, you got to be thinking to yourself, oh, my. Middlestat under center from the 4. The give is to Baker. He dives down inside the 2. And they'll mark it there. The clock ticks down under 4:45 to go in this third quarter, Justin. If you could have ordered this up, and you tried to order it up at the coming out of our halftime intermission, this is exactly what Mayville would have liked to have done. Only step that they have to do now is punch it into the end zone.
I said 5 or 7-minute drive down to the 5-minute.
Working on close to 8 now.
We're working on close to an 8-minute drive, and it's been methodical. There's been a couple 4th downs. It has been Mayville football on this drive.
The turn, the give to Baker. No, it's going to be Middlestat. Keeping Middlestat round the edge. And he's in. And the near side official just spotted it at the 2 because he thought Baker had it. There's Emerson Middlestat in the end zone. It's a touchdown. They fooled even the officials out there. That's how good Emerson Middlestat's been on that keep all year long. He fooled me. He fooled everyone.
He just, again, pulls it out at the last possible second, finds his way home for a 2-yard score, and once again, Mr. Consistency and Owen Milsna to tack on the extra point.
27-14 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. Good snap, good hold, and Milsna stays perfect on the afternoon. It's 28-14, and Mayville just bled 7 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock to start this second half. And they double their lead up to a 14-point lead here against Northwestern. Let's take a timeout. They'll take it on the field. We're going to take it with them. Mayville in control right now, but plenty of ball game left here in the D5 State Championship, and you're listening on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? WIT Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, WIT Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
For over a century, Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed to quality workmanship and getting the job done right the first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
At the Pioneer Keg, great food meets a fun atmosphere. Dive into their full menu featuring award-winning cheese curds and our homemade pizzas that are simply irresistible. Try the famous Brewmaster Challenge, where the food takes center stage. And if it's Friday, get ready for our amazing Friday fish fry. Check out our relaxed atmosphere, hang with friends, where everyone has a good time. Come thirsty, come hungry, and leave happy. The Pioneer Keg, 122 South Milwaukee Street, Theresa, Wisconsin.
Back here to Camp Randall, Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you on the Great 98 and Radio Plus. We'll call it Radio Plus Audio Sports today because we all the state title game feeds are owned by the WIAA, as they should be. 28-14, but we appreciate you all tuning into the hometown broadcast here for the Mayville Cardinals, and they are 28-14 leaders right now with 4:13 to go in the third quarter. Coming off a 13-play, 64-yard drive that took up 7 minutes and 47 seconds in total.
Could you ask for a better start to a half?
I don't think so.
No.
Not for the Cardinals. For some other teams, probably, but this is right up the Mayville Cardinals' alley. Here is Owen Milsna with a line drive kick. It's going to get out of bounds, will it? Yes, it will. Nice job there from Anthony Kalor to hold up right at the end of that. We'll see what Northwestern decides to do, if they're going to take the yardage or if they'll make Mayville boot it again. And they already have one kick return for a touchdown, Justin. Maybe that's something that they would elect to do.
It kind of looks like the offense is coming on the field right away, but there's a discussion between the officials. It doesn't matter if the upback touches it correctly, correct?
Well, if it's touched, then I don't believe it's a penalty. So,
yeah, and that's exactly what he just said. It was touched by Northwestern. I think they'll pick that up. Or maybe not. Nope, they're going to go right to the 35, so it was a kick out of bounds. They say it was not touched, or the 30-yard line, wherever they end up starting this.
Yeah, so a little tough to hear through the thick glass of the press box here, but yes, finally got that situated, so the ball will sit at the 34-yard line of Northwestern with 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Not sure why that's not the 35. And now they're going to have another discussion.
Does it go where the ball was touched when it goes out of bounds? See, this is one of the things that I struggle with.
I didn't see that it was touched at all.
It looked like it hit an up back, and that's my thing here is I'm confused about where we are, what we're getting out of this. And, so that ball was touched by an up back, so that's what they're doing here. This ball's going to go back to the 24-yard line, so that makes sense now. Okay, now
the 34 didn't seem like that was ever going to be an option, right?
No.
I mean, I was kind of confused by that. All right, so we got that situated. 4:10 to go, third quarter. 1st and 10 Northwestern from their own 24-yard line. So that was a big one that was touched there. It's going to be, once again, the kind of wildcat quarterback look here for Northwestern, and it's Tyson Teal up the middle for a pickup of 3. When they go to that, it's Ethan Harms who plays the quarterback. He has thrown it a few times this year. On the season, he's 8 for 10, 162 yards and a touchdown. So when he does throw it, he's very good, Justin, and I'm sure Coach Hilbert would have had his guys prepared for that. 2nd down and 7 from the 26, make it 27-yard line. Here is Teal on the near side, strung out well by Mayville's defense in the play made by Brady Zitlow, as well as Wes Teeters from his linebacker position. But the play there, Justin, made by a couple of different players getting to the edge. I think it was Landon Baker, maybe the first one there. No, Kevin Keller forced him outside.
Again, Kevin Keller doing a fantastic job on the outside. He's blowing up blocks. It's not that he's making the tackle. He does have 3 tackles already today, but he's getting his blocker back into the running back. No room for Teal to go and wrapping him up. Zitlow having a great day defensively already.
Loss of 3 on the play. It's 3rd down and 10 for Northwestern. Man goes in motion. It's play action. They're going to look for Harms, their top receiver, over the middle, and it's caught. And it's actually Teal who comes free late. And Zitlow went up to try to maybe pick that thing off instead of batting it away. Teal makes the catch and picks up about 15 on the play out to the 39. 1st and 10 for Northwestern. 2:40 to go in the third quarter.
That's just a good play by Tyson Teal. You can see actually Zitlow's going to knock that football down. Teal just gets his hands up there and snatches it out of the air. Northwestern going to go quick.
They're down by 14. Mayville with the 28-14 lead. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. Northwestern does have to be cognizant of the time, that's for sure. Here is Kroll, goes back to pass. Going to throw it over the middle of the field. Harms is coming. Free catches at the 30. Can Promersberger run him down? Yes, he can. At about the 10-yard line, but a massive play for Northwestern down to the 8.
And they need it quick, and I think they feel that they have to score quick because Mayville can take 7 minutes off the clock at the time. What a throw, a high ball with a great arc on it, wide open downfield was his man Ethan Harms. And right there, you're looking at your defensive backs, and Promersberger, who had a good week last week, he just got burned, plain burned on that one.
A 52-yard pickup down to the 8-yard line. Just like that, Northwestern in scoring range. Here's the pitch. Teal going to try the left side. He's got some lead blockers, gets past Middlestadt, gets to the goal line, end zone, touchdown, Northwestern. So after Mayville has Northwestern 3rd and 10 from their own 24. 3 plays later, Northwestern has the ball in the end zone, and the deficit is down to 8. We'll see if they go for 2. Looks like they will. That's the analytics play when you're down by 14, is to go after the first touchdown. Go for 2, and that's what Northwestern's going to do.
Coming out in that heavy package they came out with last time, trying to pick up another extra point is Gage Nolet.
He's got 3 lead blockers that could all play offensive line. So could he. Here's Bronecki in the backfield, holds him up, and it's going to be an unsuccessful 2-point conversion for Northwestern. Bronecki didn't make the tackle, Justin, but he made the play. But still, Northwestern gets themselves right back into it with that big-time 52-yard passing play. They had consecutive passes go for 67 yards in just 2 plays, and on the very next play, Tyson Teal ran it in for his second touchdown of the evening. It's 28-20 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard with 1:44 to go in the third quarter. Let's take a timeout. Here from Camp Randall, Mayville clings to a 1-possession lead in the state championship. Back after this.
The countdown to Christmas is on, and the sweetest spot in Theresa is confections for any occasion. Joel joins us to tell us about all the great things that are going on. One of my favorite traditions as a kid was the advent calendars, and I know you have those at confections.
Yes, we do. We have a nice variety, about 4 or 5 different styles of the countdown to Christmas calendars, made with our delicious chocolates, the little foil presents. Also have my own countdown to Christmas calendar this year, so it's a little bit made with our delicious chocolate, and those are very, very popular. We're almost out of those, so be sure and pick some of those up.
Now, what about cherries on a wire?
We have a limited supply this year. We do have some, but they're limited. Kits that you make yourself, made locally, so be sure and pick up a bag of those. We also have the old-fashioned handmade ribbon candy, which make great bows for on top of gifts, and along with the old-fashioned hard candy mix, the mint straws, chocolate-filled straws, the old-fashioned raspberries, and handmade candy canes.
St. Nick's coming right around the corner.
Great stocking stuffers, lots of little kids' candies. We're at 101 North Market Street, downtown Theresa, open 7 days a week.
We return here to Camp Randall. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you. 28-20. On the Brock Fleischer Homestead Realty scoreboard. 1 minute and 44 seconds left in this third quarter. How is this for, 2 different ways to get it done running the same offense? Mayville, 7:41. They were able to drain off of the clock. How's a 5-play, 76-yard drive for 2:26? That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Northwestern. Gets them back within a score here, Justin. And as I mentioned, it was 3rd and 10 from their own 24, and then all 76 yards came on the next 3 plays, including a couple of passes back-to-back, won the 52-yarder to Harms.
Yeah, when you thought Brady Zitlow made a fantastic play defensively to get that tackle for loss, a great play downfield to Teal, and then goes downfield to Harms on the next one. But that's the thing that you see from this Northwestern team out of this wing tee that you don't see out of Mayville. They can spread you out. They have receivers that are athletic, that are tall, able to get the ball downfield with their left-handed quarterback who can throw very well.
He's had a great night tonight. Talking about Kroll, he's now 5 for 8 for 114 yards and an interception. 28-20. Mayville leads it, and we'll see where they decide to kick it. They've kicked it the last couple of times to Tanner Schneider, but Schneider's coming off a kick return to open the second half of 21 yards. We'll see if they decide to kick it elsewhere, but so far this season, you would argue Schneider's been the least effective of the 3, and that's not a slight against Schneider. Here's Promersberger. He has a couple of touchdowns on return, but not this time. He is stacked up and couldn't get the progress going forward there, Justin, and kind of shuffled the feet and got caught at the 26, and that's where Mayville will start its next drive.
Yeah, you just got to get a block there, too. Schneider missed a block on a guy and came cleanly. Promersberger broke through that tackle but didn't have enough room to get up into that second level of the return. But, again, Mayville's fine starting at their own 26-yard line because, again, they obviously they care about scoring on this drive, but they care about taking another 7 minutes off that clock and not giving Northwestern any time to think about anything.
No receivers out there, 2 tight ends, 2 wingbacks, and Landon Baker in the backfield. Schneider comes in motion. The give to Tanner Schneider. He's got a seam on the left side. A nice arm tackle made on the near side by Northwestern. I think that was number 4, the quarterback, Camden Kroll, who was able to bring down Schneider after a pickup of just 5. He had a seam there. If he gets to the second level, he might still be running, Justin.
Yeah, he had a little bit of room there, just had to squeak by that little arm tackle and get his feet moving. And so one thing we see from the younger Tanner Schneider, he's only a sophomore. He doesn't have that ability yet to keep his feet moving and power through those kind of arm tackles like you see a Landon Baker do.
They officially give the tackle to Ricky Erickson. He's got 6 of those, tonight. Here's Landon Baker. Tries the right side this time. They usually run behind Stager on the left. This time they go to the right. And Baker picks up about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 2, 2.5 or so for Mayville.
And they will have to run a play here. So it's 3rd and 3 and a short 3, a long 2 is the way you look at it.
Yep.
But for Mayville, and similar to the last drive, they had the ball about right here, and they got it to about a 4th and a yard, and they went for it. I mean, it's tough to say whether you go for it. Now you got to run one play here, but
you get the fourth quarter to think about it, right?
You rely on your bigs to win here and pick up this first down and go into the fourth quarter on a high.
Man in motion is Promersberger. Instead, the give is to Baker. On the left side, he's got the first down out near the 39-yard line. So Baker picks up 5 on the carry, and that'll take it to the end of the third quarter with Mayville having an 8-point lead, 28-20. And we are headed to the fourth quarter at Camp Randall. Mayville 12 minutes away from securing a gold ball under Coach Scott Hilbert. Fourth quarter comes up right after this from Camp Randall. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here, and you're listening on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
PT Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Computer Troubleshooters is a very proud sponsor of today's game. Cybersecurity, managed services, and IT infrastructure is what they specialize in. Remote monitoring, password management, hosted email, data backup, internet-based phone systems, and much more. They're also launching secure property solutions with security systems, smart automation, and 24/7 alerts. Computer Troubleshooters. Secure what matters most. Log on to www.ctfdl.com.
Join Ahern and build a better future. Ahern is a mechanical fire protection and fabrication contractor that's been doing business in the community for over 143 years. They're now hiring and typically recruit over 180 positions across the company. Trades, apprenticeships, office professionals, internships, and more. Log on aherncareers.com to learn about the company and the positions they're looking to fill. Build a better future for yourself and your community. Go Cardinals! From Ahern.
Glad to have you along with us here at Camp Randall. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you. Appreciate all our sponsors up and down the line. If you're listening on the Great 98, you've heard them all night long. If you're watching us on Radio Plus, we just have all the sponsors up there, as we can't show the video here. But you see all the great sponsors that made this broadcast possible, and we appreciate them all season long. This is a community that really takes their Cardinals seriously, and you get to this time of year, you really see that, Justin. And right now, everyone in Mayville hoping that the Cardinals can hang on here for the last 12 minutes and win themselves a gold ball, bring it back to Mayville High School, and I have a feeling they got a place in that Alex Hilbert Workout Center that maybe they can show that thing off. Here's Landon Baker on a 1st down and 10 from the 39. He picks up about 3 on that left-hand side, and it's going to be 2nd down and 7. And there's the guy you're going to lean on here in the fourth quarter, as they have all season long. With that carry, he's up to 21 on the night, Justin, and it almost doesn't seem like it because he doesn't ever wear down.
No, and right there, again, he's bottled up right in the backfield. He spins around and just keeps his feet moving. Sometimes he's so far upright, I don't understand how he picks up those couple extra yards every single time to get himself at least a little bit more downfield.
79 yards for Baker tonight. Man in motion is Promersberger. Promersberger has it. He's got a seam on the near side. Promersberger to the 45-40, 35-30. He's got runaway speed to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mayville. Joe Promersberger takes it the distance. A big-time play by their junior wingback.
We talk about their ends, their wide receiver ends, and that would be Zitlow. He does a great job there. He doesn't put his hands on that outside guy. He just gets in his way. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Good block by Schneider on the outside, but Zitlow doesn't want a holding call there. He just gets in his way enough to give Promersberger enough of a lane to score that touchdown. And we talk about get the ball in the hands of your playmakers every week, and this has been a breakout game in the second half of the season for Joe Promersberger.
Good snap, good hold on the PAT. Owen Milsna, this is an important one. It's good for Milsna. It's 35-20. Mayville with a 15-point lead with 11:06 to go in this fourth quarter. It's a 58-yard touchdown run for Joe Promersberger. You mentioned it there with that, not really a block, but just getting in the way. You know, that's such a smart play from the senior Zitlow, knowing how fast Promersberger is. He's got the speed. You don't need to block that guy. If Promersberger gets to that level, he's going to run away from him.
It's funny, you're looking like Camden Kroll's got a chance to keep up with him, and he's got an angle on him, and it's 2 steps, and Promersberger's just gone. And we talked about, before the season, you and I talked about how he is so big for them at that wing position because he's got that breakaway speed. Baker doesn't have that breakaway speed. He's a great runner. He's a north-south runner. You got that guy that's the east-west, and Schneider's a younger version of Promersberger, but Promersberger, he has had a whale of a game today, a couple big, long touchdown runs. He's got to be over 100 yards now.
5 carries for a $110 and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 22 yards per carry tonight, and Joe Promersberger restores a 2-score lead for the Cardinals, 35-10 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. And let's sneak in 30 seconds here. Justin will come back with Northwestern's next possession on Radio Plus and the Great 98.
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Back here at Camp Randall, 35-20. Mayville leads it here against Northwestern. 2 very good defenses. That just tells you how good these 2 teams are offensively, Justin, that there's a combined 55 points on the scoreboard right now. You know, talked about it all year long with Joe Promersberger, Tanner Schneider, and we kind of mentioned this early. You caught this very early on that they were running a little bit more periphery today. Maybe something that this coaching staff saw on film that where maybe they could attack a little bit better versus that tremendous defensive line that Northwestern has.
And and we talk about that every week. The Mayville talks, we want to throw a wrinkle in there, a wrinkle in it. We thought, the wrinkle is throwing the ball out of the shotgun.
Right.
But no, it's really been getting their wingbacks more involved this week.
Here's the kickoff to the near side, caught at the 25. Tackle broken, and be careful. There's that man again, Anthony Clore, excuse me. And he's out to the 37, make it the 38-yard line. Broke a couple of tackles and looked like he was going to find some running room. Good rallying to the football that time by the Mayville Cardinals, Justin.
Yeah, we saw it on that 2-point conversion as well. I wanted to go back to that at a point. Great play by Bronecki to just get in the backfield. Make them have to think about it with Nolette, and then all of a sudden, there's just 5 Cardinals right there. Yeah. And we talked about it last week when you had your interview with Coach Hilbert, that they needed to be better at getting multiple guys to the football. We have seen it today.
First down and 10 from the 38-yard line for Northwestern with 10:59 to go in the ball game. Mayville with a 15-point lead. Here's Tyson Teal on the far side, trying the right side. He's got a seam out there with some blockers. Oh, and he just tripped on one of his teammates, cutting it back upfield. And he's into Mayville territory with a nice pickup of about 15 or 16. They're going to say 15 for Tyson Teal. And they're right into Mayville territory. And if you're the Cardinals, you at least want to make them take up some time on this scoring drive should they find pay dirt.
And they're going to roll quick, and I think that is indefinitely because they know Mayville can take a lot of time off the clock.
Under center for Kroll. Man in motion. Here's the pitch. Teal tries the left side this time with the convoy out in front, but Mayville does a better job this time stacking it up and allowing just a 2-yard pickup around the edge for Tyson Teal. A couple of players out there, Joe Promersberger and then Landon Baker from his middle linebacker spot shows off the speed to the sideline.
That was a long run from the right hash to the far side of the field just to pick up 2 yards. And Mayville, again, does a great job containing, not letting any cutback lanes up the field, just forcing Teal out of bounds. And the clock is their friend. They obviously want the clock to keep rolling at points today in this later half of this game. But we talked about it earlier. Somebody's got to make a play. We saw Wendorf make a big play. Bronecki's made a good play now. Got to find someone that's going to make a big play here on this defensive drive.
Kroll back under center, sets his offensive line. The fake pitch, they're going to try to go down the field to Harms. He's got a step on the defense. There's a floated ball. Promersberger goes up and bats it away. Not sure if he actually got his hand on it, but he was contesting. Harms wanted a flag. It didn't come. 10-17 to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 8 upcoming here for Northwestern. They tried the deep shot, Justin.
Yeah, good defense. Had 2 receivers downfield. Maybe had 3 guys back. And Promersberger didn't get a hand on it, but got enough in the face of Harms to make a disruption there. Harms is looking for a flag, but there was contact from both sides, both players. Hand chucking going down all the way down the field. Actually, hasn't been many flags at all today. I think just the one on that kickoff.
Not many at all. Harms is going to be the Wildcat quarterback now. And in the slot is Tyson Teal. They are going to send Teal in motion from the left to the right. Now he's going to try the right edge with a couple of blockers out there. Nice play made on the edge. And there's Wes Teeters. We've said his name a ton. He ended up making the tackle on that 2-point conversion where Bronecki got into the backfield. Teeters makes a big-time play there on the edge, and it's 4th down and 6 for Northwestern with just under 10 minutes to play. Big play here.
Weston Teeters has had a whale of a game. He just does enough to trip him up there, and kind of more of a slip, too, from Teal on the cutback lane. But now it's 4th and 6, and this could be a huge defensive stand from the Cardinals.
Trips to the left from the 42-yard line. Shotgun formation. Here is Kroll. Looks over to the middle of the field. He's got a man, and it's Harms. That one was absolutely darted in there from Kroll. He took a hit from Owen Stager, and it's just past that outstretched hand of Weston Teeters, who almost just made another monster play from his linebacker spot.
Just put it right in the window from Kroll. And what a throw. I mean, we've seen every throw that he's made today has been lofted, not thrown as hard. He zips that one into Harms.
That from the 42 down to the 27, so pickup of 15 for Northwestern on 4th down and 6. And they are nearing the red zone yet again. Kroll sets his offensive line, drops back to pass, rips one on the outside. That one's over the head of Teal, covered by Zitlow. And another fastball that time from Kroll, and it just got away from him a little bit.
It's just a little bit high, and Mayville still electing to go with that zone coverage where they're sagging off a little bit, covering their zones, which is perfectly fine. They just want to keep everything in front of them, keep the clock running as much as possible. Got to find a way here for your team to get a sack. Your big defensive line has to make a play at some point today.
Back to the wing tee here in an offset I. Now it's the pitch to the near side. Misdirection on the reverse. Here comes Harms to the far side of the field. Cuts back up past Keller, and he's taken down by Tate Drinkwine. Nice job by Drinkwine in pursuit. Keller got just enough to slow Harms down there, and Drinkwine made the play from behind. A pickup on the play of about 4, it looked like, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
And that starts with Kevin Keller. He's not fooled by that. He forces that back up the middle of the field again. He's done a great job keeping everything back to the inside today.
Check that, a pickup of 7 on the play. And I think a timeout here late from Mayville. Yeah, Coach Hilbert is going to burn a timeout with 8 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game. And Northwestern knocking on the door of the red zone. They're technically in it. Ball sits on the 20, 3rd and 3. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back, and we will get you set for big 3rd down here at Camp Randall right after this.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
Back here at Camp Randall, big 3rd and 3 coming up here with 8:32 to go in the ball game. Mayville with a 15-point lead, 35-20 on that Brock Fleischer Realty scoreboard. 260 yards rushing for Mayville tonight, 21 yards through the air. I know there was some conversation on some of my Flyway Focus posts this week that were saying Mayville's got to find a way to throw the ball if they're going to win this week. Right now, they're sticking to their identity, Justin, and that's running the football at a high rate. They're still averaging 6.3 yards per carry, despite at some times being bottled up today. A lot of that having to do with the big playability of Promersberger. Here's the 3rd down snap, and it's Kevin Keller off the edge. We'll check the spot. Looks like it's short for Briar Burkhart, who tried the left side. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
What a game from Kevin Keller. He just wraps him up and throws him down right at the hips. Kevin Keller, we say his name a lot every week. He's an unsung hero on the defensive side of football for Mayville.
Yeah.
It doesn't get as much touches as he did in the beginning of the year on the offensive side, but he's been a defensive back for this team that has been so key for them. And again, he's making big play after big play today when it counts.
4th down and 2. Kroll goes under center. They got the wing, man in motion. Kroll straight up the middle, and he's got it. 1st down, he needed 2. He got 3 on the quarterback sneak, and the ball sits at the 16-yard line. Clock, though, is going to tick as soon as they reset those chains. There it goes, 7:40 and counting down here in this 4th quarter. You know, talking about Kevin Keller, he's listed at 160. And talking to Coach Hilbert, he said, he's listed at 160. That might be soaking wet. And he might not even be that big. And he plays like an outside linebacker in this, and he's that kind of tough, isn't he?
Oh, he's a big heart kid, and that's what you want to see out of a kid from Mayville.
Here's a 1st down carry, pitch out to the far side. There goes Teal, couple of blockers. He's into the end zone. Teal, 16 yards to the house, and once again, the Northwestern Tigers right back in it. They're down by 9 right now. We'll see if they go for 2 or if they want to just kick the extra point, although they are 0 for 1 on extra points tonight as well. Big decision here from the coaching staff, Coach Kroll over there. His offense just got him back within 9. And we'll see what the decision is here. It looks like they're going to bring the offense. I don't see a tee in anyone's hands out there, so it looks like the offense is going to come back out onto the field and try for 2, Justin. They're 1 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, and if Mayville can get a stop here and keep this as two-score game, it's big. But that play right there, he scored on it actually earlier in the game on the exact same play to Tyson Teal. Just a slide and a little pitch to him. He gets out into space. He's got 3 or 4 blockers downfield with him. They followed him greatly. This time we're going to see a little bit different look on the two-point conversion.
No Nalette out there right now. Teal on the pitch. He's going to throw it. Teal looking into the end zone. There's Owen Stager. Stager is in Teal's face. Throws it back to the near side. Batted away. Guess who? At one side, it's Owen Stager. At the other, it's Kevin Keller to bat it away and keep it a 2-possession game. And after looking very, very good on their first 2-point conversion, Justin, Northwestern now 0 for their last 2, and it's got the Tigers in a tricky situation here with 7:10 to go in the ball game, and Mayville going to get the football right back.
It's almost a situation where you wonder if you kick an onside kick at the 7:10 mark. I know it's obviously early for that, but Mayville can drain all this clock off with one drive, and especially if they're starting at their 30 or in more. They like to take their time, and for me, that was a good play design. It was a play that they had scored on. It's the same thing. This time they were just looking for a little pop pass on it. But Stager blew it up. He was in the backfield right away. He came in untouched. At some point today, we were going to say his name again. He's already made a couple big plays, but at some point he was going to make another one.
So 35-26 on that Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. Currently in a media timeout. We're going to just keep it right here, give you a couple of stat updates here, just tell you about that scoring drive for Northwestern. 10 plays, 62 yards, and 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Northwestern has not held the ball, Justin, on any possession more than 3:55 tonight. They've scored quickly. Compare that to some scoring drives from Mayville, 7:47, 7:41, and then a couple of quick scoring drives that they had, one in the second quarter, and then the big play just a couple of moments ago by Joe Promersberger. Those are the drives for Mayville. Average time of possession here tonight, 4:01 for Mayville, 2:36 for Northwestern. It's just how these two teams want to, maybe a difference for how they run their particular offenses.
Yeah, Northwestern a little more explosive, and you can see that in the backfield. They have a little bit more. Their wingbacks, I would say, are more consistently explosive throughout the regular season, at least. And for Mayville, what you're seeing out of a guy like Joe Promersberger and Kevin Keller today is a game that Coach Hilbert talks very highly of both of those kids, and you knew at some point they're going to have a breakout game together. I mean, Keller had that big kickoff return to start that WLA game. He's been very good and integral defensively all the way throughout this playoff run. He finds a way, again, great play on the two-point conversion. Stager forces Teal to go back the other way, and the throw wouldn't have mattered anyways. It would have been short. The guy was diving at the 2-yard line, but Keller knocks it away. He made a great defensive play earlier in the drive. Promersberger's been great with the football in his hands, and you just wonder, I think at this point, you might see Northwestern kick the onside kick. The hands team from Mayville's on the field.
And the way that number 33 Hudson Landwehr just put that ball down, they are going to kick an onside kick here. They got 6 receivers to the near side of the field, 4 to the top. And here's a big one in this ball game. The onside kick bounces once, bounces a second time. It goes just about 10 yards, and it's knocked out of bounds. What a play. I think that's Landon Baker down there, Justin. It was. Baker just high-pointed the ball at the 50, and if he wasn't going to get it, no one was, because he was going to bat that thing out of bounds, and that is a monster play from the senior running back.
It's a smart play. That's knowing the game of football right there. He ends up actually high-pointing it and going over top of the defender, or the kicking team player in Ethan Harms, but you can just swap that ball out of bounds, too. It does not matter. It is still going to be Mayville football at the way you look at it. The smart play by, again, a senior leader doing the right thing late in the football game, but that starts in August with coaching and teaching these kids the stuff that they need to know.
Coach Hilbert has said multiple times this year there is no one in his time coaching football that has asked for the keys to the facilities, keys to the weight room, to the shed, to work on his craft more than Landon Baker, and he is paying it off here for his head coach in a big way here tonight with his performance. There's carry number 22 for him. He picks up 4 yards. He's up to 83 for the ball game. Clock ticks down under 7 minutes. 6:45 to go in the game. Mayville with a 9-point lead, 35-26, and it's at the plus 46-yard line for the Cardinals with a 2-score lead.
And this is where we really saw them last week against LCL rely on Baker. They went to him more at this time of the game. They got the blocking they needed. Most likely you're going to see the ball in the hands of your most sure-handed player in 24.
Back under center goes Mayville. Here's Joe Promersberger. Big seam for Promersberger yet again. Turns upfield inside the 40 down to the 35, and he's swung out of bounds there. So it is out of bounds for Landon Baker. That's not what Mayville's looking for, but a first down certainly is, Justin, as he's down to the 34-yard line, and we'll check that, but should be a pickup of about 10 for Joe Promersberger and another first down.
And I love the reaction of Scott Hilbert on the sideline. Claps his hands, points at his head, and points at Promersberger. You got to be smart. Go down in bounds. You don't need to get tackled. Just slide down.
Yep.
You got the first down. Slide down in bounds. Let that clock keep ticking.
And to Coach Hilbert's point there, he was going to go down in bounds. Northwestern threw him out of bounds. if you slide there, you don't give them that opportunity. So saves a little time for Northwestern, but Mayville down inside the 35. Here's Promersberger again. Another gaping hole on this near side. Promersberger's got another first down. A pickup of a dozen for Joe Promersberger down to the 22-yard line. This near side blocking on that jet sweep kind of looking deal. The wing back give, Justin, has been so good in the second half, and Promersberger is up to 136, make it 134 on the ground.
Yeah, you see Weston Teeters getting out there and getting into that second level, and that's what Mayville's done very good on those wingback dives with Promersberger today. They've been getting – you've seen Schneider on the last one that he scored on. Schneider was on the near side of the field. He makes it all the way up the field and makes that block in the second level. They're doing a great job getting everybody into that second level where they can make these plays for Promersberger.
35-26, 5:30 to go for Mayville. They are ahead. Here's Landon Baker. Baker inside the 20, rumbles down to the 17, takes a couple of Tigers with him. It's a pickup of 4 for the senior Landon Baker. And there's carry number 23 for the senior.
And that's what you see out of Baker right there. 2 hands on the football, just powering his way forward. They'll actually give him 5 on it. But he's wrapped up at the line, and he just keeps his feet moving. Today was one of the days where I'd say out of Mayville, we have not seen the holes on just a straight dive play, the buck trap that Baker talks about every time he talks about his offense. 32 buck trap, that's my favorite play. I like to run the ball right at the middle of the field. The holes haven't been there other than off the tackles today.
4:45 to go in the ball game. Mayville still with a 9-point lead. Here's Landon Baker once again. Stops on a dime in the hole, makes a great cut, and picks up about 3 or 4. We'll check the spot. It's going to be 3rd down and short. And a timeout, I think, taken here from Northwestern. Yeah, they're going to burn a first timeout before a 3rd down and 2 upcoming here. Let's take 30 seconds, and we will come back, preview a 3rd down and 2 for the Mayville Cardinals. They're down inside the red zone at the 14 with a 9-point lead and 4.5 minutes away from a gold ball. Back after this on Radio Plus in the Great 98.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, Steel, and Scotts. Order online and we'll have it ready for pickup in 15 minutes, or we'll deliver it the same day. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Shop at Mayville Ace Hardware for all your lawn and garden needs.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We return here to Camp Randall. Set the stage for you here. It's 3rd down and about 2 from the 14-yard line. They got to get down to the 12. 4:33 to go in the game. Mayville leads it 35-26 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. The Cardinals are 3 yards away from hitting 300 on the ground here tonight. They averaged 331, or right about there, this season, and they're tracking towards that once again. 3rd down and 2. Middle snap. Baker up the middle. He's got the first down inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. A pickup of 6 for Landon Baker, and it's first down and goal for the Cardinals, and there goes the clock again. Northwestern using one of their timeouts on that 3rd down. They don't get the stop, and now that clock's going to bleed even more time, Justin.
Yeah, you would be surprised if Mayville doesn't wait for that backhand, that hand from that official. You can see Hilbert holding on to middle stat, looking at that clock and just letting it tick, 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 tick. Obviously, it's 1st and goal. You're looking at probably scoring points here, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. And Mayville has done a great job of controlling the clock in this second half.
You could copy and paste that to just about all 14 games they've played this year. Middlestat's going to wait for the hand to go up. There it does from the back judge, and Coach Hilbert is going to sprint down and take a timeout with about 1 second on the play clock. So 3:45 to go in this one. The ball sits on the 8-yard line. It's first down and goal. 35-26, the lead for Mayville here, Justin.
Yeah, you got to find something here, and something they haven't run a lot in this second half. That they tend to run in this first and goal from like the 7 to about the 10-yard line. They run that little triple option play, and we haven't seen it a lot. We saw it one time in the 3rd quarter going the other way with Middlestat, picked up a huge first down on that with Schneider, and they say it's not really a triple option. It's just an option to the left. It's not really ever going to Baker, but it looks like a true triple option play, and it has worked already today. Let's see if they go back to it.
Mayville has 323 total yards, 302 on the ground. For Northwestern, 251 total, 120 on the ground, 131 through the air. Mayville has 15 first downs, Northwestern with 11, and Mayville currently leading that turnover battle that they've won pretty much all postseason long. It's 1-0 right now on the pick right before halftime for Devin Wendorf. And that was a big-time play when you're talking about what is currently a two-possession game. Wing T. Here comes Schneider. Left side. He's stacked up in the backfield. Nice play by Northwestern. And he's down at the 10-yard line, so loses 2. And a timeout for the Tigers. They're going to use their second timeout, preserve some time. 3:39 to go in the ball game. 35-26. If you're just joining us, both teams have scored in every single quarter. Scoring by quarter so far tonight, 8 in the first for Northwestern, then they've gone 6-6-6. They have missed the second quarter. They had their PAT blocked, Justin, on a kick, and then they've been 0-2 in the second half on their two-point conversions. For Mayville, 7 in the first quarter, 14 in the second, and then 7 in both the third and fourth quarters, and they're looking to drain some more time off the clock. It's going to be second down and goal from the 10 with 3:39 to go. We just saw Tanner Schneider. Joe Promersberger has been very, very good here in the second half. I think maybe get a touch for him, perhaps, here down near the goal line.
You're on second and goal at the 10-yard line. Let's draw something up here. We haven't seen that reverse since early in the game. This is a perfect distance for it. It's a perfect area, and we talked about that triple option play. I mean, you thought about it. I mean, at this point, if I was a broken horse, I'd stick the ball at the first and goal at the 7-yard line. I'm giving the ball to Landon Baker 4 times, and he's going to score probably, most likely. But now you're on second and goal at the 10 here, and you just got to try to maybe throw something at them that they haven't seen.
3:39 to go in the ball game. As we've said, it's second and goal from the 10. Here's the pitch to Baker. Baker cuts up the field, down to the 5. Powers through 2 tackles. Landon Baker to the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, Mayville. Landon Baker breaks 3 tackles en route to the end zone, and Mayville leads at 41-26.
Beat the dead horse. Just give the ball to your guy who's got you here, and with 3:33 to go, I'm not going to officially say that's going to ice it because I don't want to jinx it, but it's very well on their way with
late here, excuse me.
Only 1 timeout left for Northwestern as well.
3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the game. With that carry, Landon Baker goes over the century mark, 26 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Owen Milsna on to tack on the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and Owen Milsna remains perfect here tonight. 42-26 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard with 3:33 to go. Let's sneak in 30 seconds here, and we'll come back with the kick back to Northwestern when we return from Camp Randall. The Cardinals are 3:33 away from a gold ball here in Division 5. Back after this on the Great 98 and Radio Plus.
Mayville Gun Club proudly supports high school athletics. The Mayville Gun Club is open to the public and welcomes you to enjoy their facilities. Whether you want to sharpen your skills or spectate, you'll love the beautiful clubhouse overlooking 50 wooded acres filled with wildlife. You're sure to appreciate the gorgeous views, along with craft, skeet, and sporting clay course. For all upcoming event information, league details, and listing of membership benefits, visit MayvilleGunClub.com. The Mayville Gun Club, where enjoyment comes naturally.
We're back here at Camp Randall. Owen Milsna getting ready to send it into the Madison night sky. Actually, he's probably going to squib this thing like he has all night. And he does so. Line drive kick. It's going to go all the way back deep, and it's handed off to Tyson Teal, and Teal is stacked up by Mayville. Jerry Bromley down there on the tackle, along with the kicker himself. We say it every week. Justin, if Owen Milsna isn't in the box score, something's wrong. He's always the first one down there, or one of the first couple. That time he wasn't fooled by the pitch from Clore to Teal, and they cut him down at the 27-yard line. So 3:25 to go, and it's 1st and 10 from the 27 for Northwestern. They got to score quick. Down by 16. Kroll sets his line, drops back to pass, looks to the far side, throws a dart out there. It's wide of Teal. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 upcoming with 3:21 to go.
Yeah, kind of double Teal, too, there. They had Zitlow and Keller out there. Keller in the flats and Zitlow over the top of him. They don't want Teal to be the one to beat them in this situation, which is probably the right choice.
So 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Before the season, Justin, Coach Hilbert said he talked to his team. He says, something we don't do is we don't tell lies. We don't blow smoke at each other. He's like, and I told him, I don't lie to my teams, and I'm not going to put a cap on you guys because I think you can go all the way. He's like, I don't know if you can, but I'm not putting a cap on you. Here's a drop back pass here for Kroll on 2nd and 10. Rips it over the middle. It's caught by Harms at the 40-yard line. So a pickup there of about 14 yards and a 1st down for Northwestern with 3:15. And it's going to count down. There it runs once again. Down under 3:10. 1st and 10 from the 40. Kroll once again. Shotgun snap. Drops back to pass. Rips one to the far side. Teal. Did he get his foot in? No. Yes, he did. A pickup of a dozen on that. Beautiful pass to the far side. Kroll ripped one out to Teal. And that one close right there on the sideline. We'll check the replay up on the big video screen. Oh, he got the toe in. What a catch.
Nice catch there by Teal, and a good throw. Right to the sideline, does everything right, keeps that clock stopped.
How's that for a running back running a great out route? Gets the toe down, and they're into Cardinal territory at the plus 48. Kroll back to pass. He's had a magnificent afternoon. This one's high to Teal, and Wendorf was in on coverage there, and he was feeling the pressure. That time, I think it was big number 56, Kellen Schaefer, coming busting through.
One thing you haven't seen from Mayville in the pass game is they have not been able to get their defensive line in there. Last week we saw it a couple times against LCO. They had a good rush, got a sack from Steger, got a sack from Drinkwine as well. Just Kroll doing a great job of getting the ball out of his hand fairly quick.
Agreed. A lot of quick developing routes here for the Northwestern Tigers. It's 2nd down and 10. Here's Kroll. Drops back to pass. Looks to the near side. He's going to go down the seam, and he's picked off. No, it's caught. What a catch by Teal. Teal runs in. Oh, my goodness. It looked like Devin Wendorf pulled that down. Teal took it away from him, and he takes it in. What a play. And that's going to go for about 48 yards to the house.
Let's see a replay on this, and I'll show it on the big board here. Good throw downfield, and almost looked a little bit short, just right into the breadbasket of Teal. Makes a great move to get around Emerson Middlestat and walks into the end zone. 42-32, 10-point lead for Mayville, and Northwestern's got to go for 2, and it's got to get it.
They got to get this, and then it's onside kick territory with 2:45, so don't go anywhere just yet. Cardinals still have work to do. Kroll from the 3, takes the shotgun snaps, looks to the far side, It's caught there by Teal. He's short. Kevin Keller takes Teal down at the 1/2 yard line to preserve the 10-point lead. What a play by Kevin Keller. The junior defensive back makes another big play.
I feel like we're beating a dead horse today,
Kevin.
Between Kevin Keller and Owen Steger, we say their names and teeters. It's been the show of them defensively today. What a play by Keller, and what a smart play by Keller. Let him run that route. Let him stay at the 1 or 2 yard line. Make the tackle there. Never gave him a chance to get into the end zone. Mayville had 2 guys sitting right on the goal line to push Teal back and not let him in.
What a play, though. I mean, Teal, 6 foot, 170 pounds. I'd kind of say he's kind of like Landon Baker, where he's a tougher runner than maybe his size would. That's a tough play for Kevin Keller to make, and he made it. You think back to level 3 against Aiden Nerdahl, and again, Aiden Nerdahl is some sort of player from Amherst. He was an all-state selection this year. And Kevin Keller wrapped him up, did all the hard work, and it just stepped through him.
Yeah.
And how about that play from Kevin Keller?
But even you look back at that, when Keller did get run through, the next time he hit Aiden Nerdahl, there was no mistake.
Oh, yeah.
The kid learns from his mistakes. You can tell Hilbert talks very highly of him. He's a great kid, great family. It just, what a play, what a game from him so far today.
Oh, was that touched by Mayville? Just hang on here. This might have been touched. That was number 11 there, Cooper Radaman. And I think that was touched before the 10-yard mark, and Radman got up and kind of slapped himself on the thigh there, Justin. I think he touched it, and if he did, the ball didn't go 10 yards, but if he touched it, this is going to be Northwestern football at their own 46.
Yeah, and this would make things way more interesting than it probably should have been, because that ball was never getting to the 10-yard line. It was hooking sideways. It's going to be Northwestern football here, I think, and they're saying that it was. I don't think they are saying it was touched. They're saying it's Mayville football. We'll see if they go to a review.
They do have replay available here with the Big Ten replay booth, and I think they're going to get signaled that they need to take another look at this in this juncture of the game. And they got it up on the big board right now. We'll see if it touches Radaman. It's impossible to see from that angle if that even changes direction. But they're going to review it. Let's step aside for 30 seconds, Justin. Maybe a minute. We'll see. We're going to step aside as they do the video replay on a potential onside kick recovery for Northwestern. Let's take a timeout. We're back after this. Mayville leads it by 10, but it's getting tense here at Camp Randall on a potential onside kick recovery for the Tigers. Back after this on Radio Plus and the Great 98.
For a winning legal team, choose QBS Law in Mayville and Beaver Dam. Their experienced attorneys offer peace of mind when dealing with elder law and estate planning, OWI and personal injury, real estate, civil litigation, and more. For high-quality legal services for your unique legal case, contact QBS Law in Mayville at 387-2400, in Beaver Dam at 885-9266, and online at qbslaw.com.
You can see there up on the scoreboard that we got on the screen there. Review going on. And they're trying to figure out if Cooper Radaman touched the ball. 6'1", 170-pound sophomore quarterback and defensive back was on the hands team. And you said it there, Justin. He touched that at about the 46-yard line. That ball had no chance of going the 10 yards that's required. If Mayville just leaves it, it's going to be their football.
Yeah, it was hooking, and it was hooking back towards the Northwestern players. So you're taught to put your heels on that 50 and sit there. Let it stay there. I mean, obviously you want to try to field the ball coming into it so you don't get laid out. But right there's no situation where Northwestern's getting that football with the spin that was on the ball. If it does come back, and we saw a little bit of a replay, and it looked like his hand bent backwards when the football was there. It's going to be a tough view to see, and it's going to be a tough decision to make, whether there's conclusive evidence for this or not.
We shall see. They're going to show another replay of it here, so we'll try to take It's so difficult to see if there is movement on the football and if it changes direction, but they are taking a very good look at this, Justin, and if this indeed is a turnover back over to Northwestern, how big is that 2-point conversion at that point that Kevin Keller just stopped a moment ago against Tyson Teal? The Cardinals are not making it easy on themselves here, and so they're on the phone with the booth upstairs, and they're on a cell phone down there trying to figure this thing out. So, hey, we're back to primitive technology here, and I think we're about to get the call here. So bear with us as the white hat official comes out to the 40-yard line. He'll make the call. The ball was not touched, according to the replay review. So Mayville will take over with 2:45. And Coach Kroll from Northwestern can all but just look up into the stars, wishing his team got better news out of that replay review. So I will say it was grainy footage when you zoom in as close as they had to on that replay. Live, it certainly looked like it got touched, but just not enough there to overturn the play. So 42-32, Mayville leads by 10 with 2:45 to go and just one Northwestern timeout. So a first down from Mayville will go a long way. It won't necessarily ice it necessarily, but it will go a long way into getting Mayville to that gold ball, and they still have a 2-possession lead. Here's Landon Baker trying the left side. He sprints forward for a pickup of 3. And a timeout there for Northwestern. We're going to sneak in our final 30-second ad here, and then we will come back and finish the ball game up. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Mayville has a 2nd and 7 upcoming with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Back after this on Radio Plus in the Great 98.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Metalcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com. Metalcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
Back here at Camp Randall. Coming up after the game, we'll have a brief post-game show. We'll give you the final stats and kind of run you down this thing. We're not going to belabor too many points. Justin and I are going to head down to the field. We'll have more from this game, whether it's on Jeff's live streams or social media, on Radio Plus social media, Flyway Focus Media. We'll have you covered down on the field with interviews with Coach Hilbert and some of the players after the game. We won't have that here on the broadcast as, we're way up in the sky and they're down on the field. So we'll give you some final stats, give you our final thoughts, and then we're going to pack up and head down to the field and continue our coverage on some social media channels for the rest of this state championship. Here's Landon Baker around the right side, leans forward. Does he have the first? I believe he does. The near side spot is there. The far side spot is there. Landon Baker needed 7. He got 7 and change.
What vision. What vision from Landon Baker. He's got a lane to the outside, and he's probably wrapped up after about a 5-yard gain. But he finds himself cutting back up the middle of the field, picking up that first down. Clock goes under 2:20 now, and it's pretty much all but written in the stars now.
It's hard to imagine a way that Mayville could not get this thing done. I mean, you could just about kneel it out here, Justin, as you would give the ball back to Northwestern, but I think Coach Hilbert is going to take a timeout. He will with 1 second left on the play clock. So 1 minute and 54 seconds, so that is going to do it. The math there works out with no Northwestern timeouts that Mayville can kneel this thing out. As they do want to give some thank yous. You see, if you're watching us on YouTube, the Radio Plus stream, all of our sponsors up and down the line there that have made this hometown broadcast for the Mayville Cardinals possible. And most of these have been along for the whole ride, the whole season long, and certainly here in the playoffs. And Mayville just 1 minute and 54 seconds left to hoisting a gold ball and bringing that back to Mayville for the first time since 1994. Yeah. And 30-year anniversary last year. Talked to some of the guys from that team. And, man, what a special thing for this community, Justin.
Yeah, you look at, both teams here had a chance to end a 30-plus year drought without a state championship. Northwestern had one since 1988, and it's their first time here since 1993. And for Mayville, you had a couple of cracks at it in this 21st century, and now you're finally going to get it done here. And what a way and what a fashion it is to win this game.
Landon Baker straight up the middle, and they're not going to kneel it down. He's going to pick up 2 yards. That is the 29th carry of the night for Landon Baker. He's got 120 yards now. Still behind Joe Promersberger's 134 yards.
I think they want to get him to 30 carries. That's why.
Make
sure you get it to him in every playoff game so far this year.
Mayville's offensive line is firing up the crowd, and Coach Scott Hilbert saying, get to the line and snap the football. They run up there. Middlestat's going to stare at the back judge, who has still yet to put his hand in the air. There it is, 10 seconds on the play clock, and then he'll start counting down. 2nd and 8 with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Middlestat sets his line, drops to a knee at the 34-yard line, and Mayville is 1 snap away from gold. Couple of players look like they're headed over to grab a Gatorade bucket. We'll see. They got to wait till under 40 seconds. It's under 40. Emerson Middlestat turns to the home crowd, fires him up one more time. 36 seconds left. He takes the snap, drops to a knee. It was silver 5 years ago. It was silver 4 years ago. Tonight, it's gold coming back to Mayville. The Cardinals have their first state championship win since 1994. 31 years later, Coach Scott Hilbert gets his deserved Gatorade bath at the 45-yard line. Justin, we've been along for pretty much every game along the ride. The Cards, state champs.
Finally. It feels like just yesterday we started high school football, and what a fitting end for us. We've had some great teams overall this year, and Mayville gets it done. Finally, they end that drought, and they get the win, 42-32, and what an overall effort it was, a team effort, a great first half, great second half, 21 points in each half, but what a day from Joe Promersberger. And we said it a couple times earlier in the season. When is Joe Promersberger going to have that breakout game? He did today when it mattered.
As Justin said, 42-32, the final on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. Mayville scores 21 in each half, and as he said, easy couple of player of the game candidates. Joe Promersberger, 7 carries for $134 and 2 touchdowns. That's 19.1 yards per carry. Landon Baker, 29 for 120, 2 touchdowns. Tanner Schneider, 9 for 46. And then Emerson Middlestat, 7 for 23 and a touchdown. Middlestat also threw a 21-yard pass to Joe Promersberger. For Northwestern, leaders for them, Tyson Teal, 58 yards rushing. Briar Burkhart with 42. Ethan Harms with 15. Kroll was great. Camden Kroll, 202 passing on 9 of 16 passing for a touchdown. Also had an interception, 56% completion percentage, 109 yards to Tyson Teal. Ethan Harms had 81 yards to lead Northwestern. Also have to mention some players defensively, Justin, here. Owen Stagger blocks the punt early. That leads to Mayville's first touchdown. Big plays made all night from Kevin Keller in the defensive backfield. We saw Wes Teeters all over the place. And Mayville, a true team effort here tonight to get the 42-32 state championship victory.
We talk about this Cardinals team, and we remember the fact that there is a fair amount of seniors on this team, and there's impact seniors. It's not like they have the 22 that Northwestern has. And once again, congratulations to Northwestern on a great season. That's a whale of a football team over there, and they did about everything they could to win this football game. It just came up a little bit short. Again, you look at the board. Scott Hilbert said he wanted to win the turnover battle. They win the turnover battle 1-0, and it was a key turnover at a right time, a timely turnover, and it comes from your best player. And he's all state on both sides of the football at the line position. Tips a pass. Wendorf, who has been an unsung hero for this Mayville team, battling through injury, makes a key pick. Last week he had a key fumble recovery. You just can't script stuff like that.
Incredible. They got the gold ball out there right now. I want to say some final thanks to our sponsors up and down the line for allowing us to be down here to broadcast the trip to state for Mayville. I want to thank Nick Rush and everyone at Radio Plus, Jeff's live streams, for allowing me to hitch my wagon to the Cardinals here in this postseason. Justin, thank you as well. It's been a great ride. This from level 2 on against WIAA, they've been tested every single week. Could have lost level 2, could have lost level 3, and they just gritted their way to a state championship, 42-32, the final. Thanks to all of you up and down the line. Want to also thank the WIAA staff for putting on a great state tournament, as they always do, and thanks to Coach Scott Hilbert and everyone at Mayville. That's a first-class operation they got going on with their football program and their athletic department as a whole. Justin, I know you have nothing but glowing things to say about Scott as well. He is a true pleasure to work with, and I couldn't be more excited for a guy like that.
I'm more excited. The town of Mayville. We saw the WISN 12 did a thing with Mayville with Scott Hilbert about the tornado that went through this summer and what the damage that it did to people's houses and the community itself. Scott talked about the football players rallying to help out the community, and this is a community win for them. We talk about every week how there's such support when they're at Ray Dunn, and you can just see all their fans right down in front of us. What a win for Mayville as a community and a team.
42-32 the final. We are going to head down and continue our post-game coverage on the social medias of Radio Plus, Jeff's live streams, and Flyway Focus. Make sure you're following all of those as they are about to get their state championship trophy. We're going to say so long. Thanks again to all of you for tuning in, whether you are on Facebook, you on our YouTube channel on Radio Plus or on the Great 98. Thank you for being along on the ride. Mayville, 2025 D5 state champs. 42-32 the final against Northwestern, and they hoist